It's time to take a look at the big guns in the yard. This is the Victory Stakes, run over 1,200 metres for the seasoned sprinters. Rothfire, Local Star is your favourite here at $1.95. Vega 1 is the horse we're going to look at here. Group 1 winner last preparation.
Can't help it.
Yeah.
Think that he's going to run well. Have a look at him.
Stunning.
He's walking out beautifully. He's fit.
But the support is for Rothfire. A good sign. First up off this break.
Well, so, I mean, he couldn't have trialled any better. We know he's over.
Right to go. The gates open racing. Scalapini and also beginning sweetly there was Baller. Rothfire's going forward. And also It's Me right up there as well. Nicanova's rolling forward. Handy is Counter Rupee. And also Sharkero, Wild Planet, Jamea. Further back to Ranch Hand, Star Tontes. And Vega won the outsides last of all. So Rothfire's worked his way to the lead. Led by a length and a half. Second is It's Me up into third. Nicanova. Fourth here to Scalapini. 50 outside Baller, and then we've got Sharkero, Counter Rupee. Further back to Wild Planet, who's got about 7 or 8 lengths to make up at the 600 metres marker. Jamea the outside, third last is Ranch Hand, Star Tonte, second last the inside, and Vega 1's a length and a half away. Rothfire at the 450. In front from second is It's Me, Nicanova, Scalapini the inside, Counter Rupee, Baller working home, and Jamea's down the outside. It's Rothfire just with the lead from the outside, Scalapini, and further back to Baller, and Jamea's coming down the outside, and Counter Rupee weaving through as well. Scalapini's grabbed the lead. Counter Rupee the inside, flashing home late. Jamea, Scalapini, Counter Rupee are the two. Counter Rupee. Counter Rupee's one from Scalapini. Jamea, Star Tontes, Rothfire, then Wild Planet, Nicanova, Ranch Hand, Sharkero, Vega 1, Baller. It's Me pulled up at the rear.
Well, Counter Rupee has come through inside of Scalapini over the last 100 metres and has got up in the hand.
Feature here today, or one of, this is the Queensland Guineas, race 7 on the card here at Eagle Farm, run over the mile, and the favourite here is Bend the Knee at $4, but that...
1 run third, 6 runs fourth. As I was saying, Mr. Gately, the Queensland Guineas, one of the features today at Group 2 grade for $350,000, and Bend the Knee should be cherry ripe here, third run back.
Yeah, they
sets racing, and Bend the Knee began sweetly. Coast Watchers going forward. Whitewater's up into third. Red Wave, and there's Ashgrove driving through the field as well. Handiest Festival Dancer and Character back nearer the inside. Sea Ripple Manazzi further back is a length and a half away. So Whitewater from Festival Dancer. Third Red Wave, fourth Ashgrove, 50 outside Coast Watch, and then Character Bend the Knee. Manazzi, Sea Ripple, Dark Destroyer, Cape Breton. Third last back near the outside is Antonio Giovanni from Southern Stock, and also Kipling's Journey at the 500 metres marker. Festival Dancer is alongside Whitewater in the lead. Third is now Ashgrove, and Red Waves on the outside. Coast Watch about to be called upon. Back near the inside is Character. Manazzi's working home, and Bend the Knee coming as well, but here's Coast Watch out wide. Bursting through Character. Coast Watching Character. Coming home late is Dark Destroyer, but Character broke clear. Dark Destroyer's making ground. It's Character from Dark Destroyer. Characters in front, and Characters one from Dark Destroyer. Third's Ashgrove, I think, on the peg from Coast Watch and Cape Breton. Then Southern Stock, Manazzi, Red Wave, followed further back by Kipling's Journey, Festival Dancer, Antonio Giovanni. Bend the Knee dropped out in the end, and Whitewater pulling up at the rear.
Well, a bit of class coming to the top there with Character, a Group 2 winner a couple of starts ago, gets up, much better run there by Dark Destroyer and Coast Watch number 1, 2, 4, 12 and 1 in the Queensland Guineas, and there was some terrific form to come out of this race 12 months ago, and it's likely that there's going to be...
Yes, let's have a look at the market for the big one, the Group 1 Green Syndicates Australasian Oaks, and My Whisper is the clear favourite at $2.70. Jamie Carr riding for Peter and Paul Snowden. Daisy's the second pick at $9. So You See, there's been a good move there. She's into 9. He's now slipped down to $15. Just above her, Glint of Hope at 14, and Dessert at 8.
And racing in the Australasian Oaks. Best Away, Ancient Girl. My Whisper stepped faultlessly. She's in second position. Speed from wider out. Barb Raider and Stray moving across. Do Sir, when they head to the back, 1,800 metres to run. Ancient Girl got the lead as most predict. Tail into the field inside the 800, and the leader is Ancient Girl, doing it well. 2 lengths. Barb Raider's got the sit for Williams in second. Stray third. My Whispers had no excuses on the rail fourth. Do Sir moving closer. So too Glint of Hope sneaking through the rail. Then Bonza Perla Route. So You See, Fortunate Kiss. The rest have got a fair bit to do, including Mac and Cheese, Mamunia and Morissette. Daisies comes to the outside. They spread up. Ancient Girl, Glint of Hope got a charm run through and dashed hard to take the lead. Barb Raider matching the stride. Glint of Hope from Barb Raider. They shook off Ancient Girl. Now My Whisper called upon. My Whisper starting to lengthen after Barb Raider and Glint of Hope. Glint of Hope in front from Barb Raider. Barb Raider, Glint of Hope, Glint of Hope. The daughter of Deep Impact wins the Australasian Oaks. Glint of Hope from Barb Raider and My Whisper. Then Bonza Perla. Do Sir, Daisies from the back. So You See. Next home was Morissette, followed by Bundles of Fun, Fortunate Kiss, Mamunia. Ancient Girl tired out halfway down the stretch. Then Daisy, Stray, Roots and Mac and Cheese.
Trent Busserton and Natalie Young team up with Daniel Moore. Glint of Hope wins the Group 1 Australasian Oaks. Barb Raider tried hard. My Whisper charging late. All honours with Glint of Hope. We've got to head to horse.
Here they are. We picked them up. Glint of Hope defeating Barb Raider and the Snowdens' My Whisper.
Hard to take the lead. Barb Raider matching the stride. Glint of Hope from Barb Raider. They shook off Ancient Girl. Now My Whisper called upon. My Whisper starting to lengthen after Barb Raider and Glint of Hope. Glint of Hope in front from Barb Raider. Barb Raider, Glint of Hope, Glint of Hope. The daughter of Deep Impact wins the Australasian Oaks. Glint of Hope from Barb Raider.
All right, now let's go back to on that. So let's go to Adelaide. Ron Doversy's back next week. He did send a message straight through, play this on the show tomorrow. Golden Eagle horse. A horse called Elation in those Ingham colours, one of the sets of the Ingham colours, which Greg Ingham uses now. Watch this.
Elation charging through on the inside. The colt quickly sprinted to the lead. Elation opening up a big space over Star of Chaos, then Perceptive and Defining. But have a look at this boy go. Elation, long may he play. He bolts up in the Nitschke by 4 lengths. Defining grabs second. Star of Chaos, Perceptive.
Now, that's 2 out of 2 for Elation. 2 out of 2. 3-year-old be rising 4.
What have we got there? Looks like a pretty special talent, doesn't he? He was just impressive on debut.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he broke his maiden. So, the sky's the limit. I don't know what they've got in mind, but I think every race is going to be thrown around.
It'll be big.
Yeah.
Duff's just throwing.
And away they go. Cool jumped away pretty well. Rightio Pal was away fast with Flying Sultan. Not too far away out deeper on the course is Hanam. And over on the far side, Star Patrol is showing speed as well. And not far away, Savvy Sovereign. After 250, Rightio Pal is the leader from Cooled and Flying Sultan in the black jacket from Star Patrol. Savvy Sovereign all about Eve. Then last of all, onto the course proper, 600 metres to go. Star Patrol drives up to just about match Rightio Pal with Cooled between them and Flying Sultan. Almost 4 across the track by a length and a half. Savvy Sovereign all about even. Corkscrew. Back behind them, Hanam. Squid Game has a bit of a wall in front of it at the moment and got chopped out for a run at that stage. And behind them, Cardinal Gem as Star Patrol went for home. 200 metres to go. Race clear. 3-4 lengths in front from Savvy Sovereign. They were followed by Rightio Pal. Squid Game when it's over. Have a look at this go. Star Patrol has blasted away and won by nearly 7. What a win. Second on the inside, Savvy Sovereign from Cardinal Gem, and then Rightio Pal and Squid Game. Hanam behind them. What a performance. Star Patrol, Brett Preble for Clint McDonald at 9.20 and 2.70. And that's one of the biggest winning margins we've seen at Flemington for a long time in a sprint race. That's Espiona type stuff from the Spring Carnival. Star Patrol has absolutely trotted in. $9.20 and 2.70. And the race time we will 1:08.84 looks very, very slick if that's correct.
I was lucky enough to get him. I've got to give a big thanks to Shane McGrath. He recommended me taking these horses over.
It's $2.50, 11 in for fourth. Blondeau is the winner of the takeover target.
Yeah, he's a pattern trainer, Chris Waller.
Back to Aquas Park for the feature of the day, the Hollandale Stakes over 1,800 metres at Group 2 level. We're hoping to see another...
Yes, he's marching around the yard looking in great order. It's been a month since he ran second in the Queen Elizabeth at Randwick, only overhauled very late by solid support for him. He was given a lovely ride by Jamie Carr up on the speed, beat Streets of Avalon, who had a lot more weight. Lots of ifs and buts about him today. We know he's a quality horse, but he is budges here, and look, he's so tough, Bernie, and
I made him the danger. 12 Polly Grace flying on these wet tracks, and 9 Hutor was terrific first up. So 1, 3, 12 and 9.
Zaki favourite.
Racing. Zaki was away well with Coventina Bay. Dashing Willoughby the inside. Rolling forward is also Hale Manhattan. Polly Gray right up there. And Ayrton's trapped out 4 and 5 wide, but coming over from out wide. So Zaki and Hale Manhattan the first couple here. Third the inside Polly Gray. And Ayrton's up to fourth the outside, but Zaki has repelled the early challenge of Hale Manhattan. He's got the lead by a length and a half. Third is Hollandale Stakes filled in, so Zaki by a length and a half. Second is Ayrton, third is Hale Manhattan, fourth is Polly Gray, fifth the inside Coventina Bay, and then coming Kukaracha, further back to Dashing Willoughby. Next over on the outside is Zaydani, and the final three remain Wet Door and company there with Golding, and Hungry Harder still last of all, 9 or 10 lengths off the speed, so Zaki down the side by a neat length from Ayrton. Third is Hale Manhattan, fourth the outside is Polly Gray, a length and a half to Coventina Bay. Kukaracha's over on the outside. Further back to Dashing Willoughby, not travelling well. Zaydani creeping forward. Wet Or between them. Second last is Golding back nearer the outside there. And last of all is a Hungry Heart at the 550 metre marker. So Zaki by a neck from second is Ayrton. Polly Gray's up to third. Fourth back nearer the inside there is Coventina Bay. Creeping forward is Kukaracha. Hale Manhattan's gone. Wet Or back nearer the inside and further back to Zaydani at the 350. It's Zaki in front by a length and a half. Working home is Kukaracha down the outside. Coventina Bay, Polly Gray, Wet Or making ground as well at the furlong marker. It's Zaki in front by a length and a half. Trying hard as Kukaracha. Polly Gray the next one, but in front Zaki near the line from Polly Gray. Zaki's in front. Zaki's done it again. Zaki by 3/4. Second Polly Gray, third Kukaracha, followed for the back by Wet Or. Then coming Coventina Bay, and the back behind those was Hungry Heart, Zaydani, Ayrton, followed for the back by Dashing Willoughby, and then we had Golding towards the rear, and Hale Manhattan has finished last of all.
Well, he's the pin-up boy in Australian racing, this fellow Zaki. He's second AD Hollandale Cup in different styles. Wide last year, but today leading every step of the way. What about the run of the grey, Polly Gray? She's got within 3/4 of a length of him. Kukaracha was gallant over the coast yesterday. The AD Hollandale Stakes over 1,800 metres. And Zaki was expected to go to the lead and win, and he didn't let his supporters down.
But in front, Zaki near the line from Polly Gray. Zaki's in front. Zaki's done it again. Zaki by 3/4. Second Polly Gray, third Kukaracha.
Although the margin was fairly narrow, I thought the runner-up was quite good there, Polly Gray. She really relished those track conditions, and Zaki was getting a little bit tired towards the end. In fact, going out onto the track when he was going through them, Hugh Bowman applied pressure as far out as at about the 650 metres mark. So for Zaki to kick and win like that is testimony to his courage, and he heads towards the Doomben Cup again in 2 weeks' time. So that was
out to 480, back into 460. Behemoth is 6 out to 7. Dexalation 7 and solid. There was good support on the tab fix for Asar, resuming from a break gator, and with the bookmakers went up shorter at 9.50, still specced into $9.
Yeah, look, he was beaten about 4 lengths first up from me and many others, so that's a little query here, but his best is good enough.
For those chasing a real roughie, free of debts with bookies, is 41 into $26 as it resumes, and it's got an OK record here at Morfordville.
Yeah, look, I've got him 5th pick. I didn't think he's out of it at all. He's got a good fresh record to say. He plays well at home.
and racing. Perfect Dispatch, but Behemoth hasn't got any real gate speed. Savatu Excel, on the other hand, fired out and will look to cross. Free of Debt. Azar goes through to third. Aston Rapova, Bo Rosser and Miss Albania not far away. Then Dexolation, Ironclad a little bit deep. Behemoth is through to fourth last, followed by the Inferno. Shimino second last and Outlaw's Revenge last of all. Savatu Excel joined by Azar as they head to the 600 metres. Third position, Bo Rosser. Aston Rapova can't get on the track. Free of Debt, leaders back. Dexolation, Ironclad, Miss Albania. Behemoth spots them. Sixth with the Inferno. Shimino hugs the rail. Last of all, Outlaw's Revenge. Pressuring now Azar to Savatu Excel, and Azar takes over. Savatu Excel sprints sharply to match. Free of Debt, Miss Albania. Not much doing from the back of the field. Bo Rosser's not there. Neither is Ironclad or Behemoth. Savatu Excel, Free of Debt's after him. Azar hangs around the Inferno late. Screaming finish. Free of Debt lunged at Savatu Excel. Very tight. Azar between them. The Inferno wider out. Then Miss Albania. Behemoth got going late. Followed by Ironclad, Shimino, Outlaw's Revenge, Dexolation, Aston Rapova, and Bo Rosser's near the rear.
Looks like the 8 might nail the 2, and that's Free of Debt nailing Savatu Excel, but we do need the judge to confirm. And then it's close for third and hard to line up Azar number 7 and the Inferno number 3. But it will go to Free of Debt, and as we talked about pre-race, was being backed at a price, Skoda.
Yeah, look, I thought he was a good roughie. I just
been some class horses. Savatu Excel prominent in the photo. I thought the Inferno might be able to claim them at the 100-metre mark, but it's certainly prominent too. I think Savatu Excel runs second.
Is ahead of the feature of the afternoon, the Group 1 Robert Sangster at Morphettville. The international aid for the Group 1 Robert Sangster.
Thank you, Nigel. Yes, it's the big one, and runners are just going onto the track here. Let's have a look at the market for the Robert Sangster in September run. Is the favourite, $4.20 with Sportsbet. Bella Nipotina at 12. The defending champion, Instant Celebrity at 16, and Snap Dancer at $17.
Come on, ready. Racing. Good start by most. Shalo out the back quickly. Wide out, Snap Dancer, All Banter, Champagne Dreams, all began in a hurry. Bella Vella, away game, not far away when they settle into stride with Bella Nipotina. So You Assume, then Another Award. Brooklyn Hustle worse than midfield, deep on the outside of Heresy, September run. Then Instant Celebrity, fourth last, alongside of Argentia, Shalo, and Gaze Gree last of all. Snap Dancer, able to cross at the 600. Leads from All Banter. 3/4 away, Bella Vella, away game, Champagne Dreams, then So You Assume, Another Award, Bella Nipotina, Brooklyn Hustle's coming deep with Instant Celebrity, Argentia's on their back, Gaze Gree, September run, Williams riding for luck, so too Oliver on Heresy, last of all Shalo, they spin the bend, Snap Dancer straightened in front, a couple on All Banter, away game, Another Award, September run charging through the fence, Bella Vella, Champagne Dreams, then Bella Nipotina, but Snap Dancer in full flight, away game into the clear, away game chasing Snap Dancer. Snap Dancer kept going at any old price, and Snap Dancer takes out the Sangster all the way from away game. September run through to run third, ahead of either Bella Nipotina, Another Award, and Brooklyn Hustle. Then Argentia, Shalo, Instant Celebrity, All Banter, Heresy, Champagne Dreams, Bella Vella, followed by So You Assume and Gaze Gree.
Snap Dancer takes out the Group 1 Robert Sangster Stakes for the Kieran Dave Eustace team, and they've quinelled the race with a away game. She just ran away with it, JJ.
Oh, she crossed it from a wide gate. Her first 150 metres was blinding speed. I mean, I thought she'd be forward. I didn't think she'd just cross them on her ear like that, and she was always in a good rhythm. He didn't try and slow her down, just sort of let her roll at the tempo she was happy to be at, and coming for home, he probably eased 1 or 2 off the fence, and she had a massive kick, and they were never really going to get her. Halfway down the stretch, it was pretty obvious that the race was only for the minors, and she's held that margin really well. Away game had its chance, was in the right spot, has run well in second spot. September run probably a little bit further back than they would have liked, worked home nicely into third, beating enough.
Hey, it just keeps getting better. Here's Snap Dancer. and away game, beating September Run.
Through the fence, Bella Vella, Champagne Dreams, then Bella Nipotina, but Snap Dancer in full flight. Away game into the clear. Away game chasing Snap Dancer. Snap Dancer kept going at any old price, and Snap Dancer takes out the Sangster all the way from away game. September Run through to run third, ahead of either Bella Nipotina and...
There's no stopping Curly.
No.
No stopping him.
No, we know she's a good mare. She won the Triscay and she's good fresh, and boy, they just let her coast across from that outside barrier, and another one, Dictate Turns, up the fence, 1, 2, 3, all travelled on the rail. Whether I didn't get a chance to study all those races from Adelaide yesterday, but that race looked pretty biased to me, but Another Reward was the only one to make ground, probably out a little bit.
A heavy 8, so keep that in mind. This is a Group 3, and of course these horses are pretty much all en route to either the Derby or the Lone Filly, perhaps even the Oaks. So top weight and favourite is Character from the James Cummings stable. They've taken the blinkers off today, Maxie. James.
Let's have a detailed look at the tab fix on the Rough Habit plate. Character 280 out to 340 now. Verona's the second pick, 460, just a 480 back to 460, really solid. Dark Destroyer gets out by $1 in the trade from 650 to 750. A couple just
now, Antonio Giovanni dawdled out. We had Dark Rebel beginning sweetly, Satirical Glory going forward, and Ruar kicking up the inside. Impel Gazelle 4 wide, Ashgrove 5 wide there. Belmorris further back, Verona 3 deep, and then Character. Manazzi, Southern Stock had drifted back, but last of all, the best part of 12 or 14 lengths off the leader, which remains Satirical Glory by a length and a quarter. Second's Ashgrove, and third now is Impel Gazelle back nearer the inside. Manazzi is now going forward for Brooker 3 wide, and then we've got Belmorris on the way forward as well, making ground there, with also Ruark back nearer the inside. Just in behind those is Verona, and next back nearer the inside is Character there, and then we've got Antonio Giovanni, Paternal. Dark Destroyers going forward out deeper on the track there, and Tudakaka is about 3 lengths away last of all, so it's still Satirical Glory here from Manazzi. Ashgrove third the inside, and they're clear at the moment as they approach the home turn. Impel Gazelle, Character is going forward. Dark Destroyer's on the way forward as well. Verona further back as they approach the home turn. Southern Stock, and then we've got the next one there, which is Antonio Giovanni, and Belmorris back behind those in the swing around the home turn. Satirical Glory out 3 wide there. Coming into it now is Manazzi, and also Dark Destroyer coming home strongly. Further back to Southern Stock and Ashgrove, Impel Gazelle, then Verona, and Lake Paternal's making ground the inside. Dark Destroyer's the leader. Ashgrove a length and a half away. Lake Paternal the inside. Dark Destroyer, Paternal. Dark Destroyer's in front. Paternal the inside. Dark Destroyer, Paternal. Paternal the inside, driving a Dark Destroyer. Dark Destroyer, Paternal to hit the line. Dark Destroyer has held off to win. Has held on to win from second. Paternal not sure third. Manazzi or Southern Stock, followed further back by Tudakaka, and then we had Impel Gazelle, Verona, Belmorris, and Dark Rebel, Ashgrove, Satirical Glory, Character, Antonio Giovanni, and Ruark has pulled up short of the rear.
So the Kiwis win the Rough Habit with Dark Destroyer at his third run here in Australia. Has beaten Paternal, who rallied on the rails. Manazzi has run
Tab, race 8 on the card here today at Eagle Farm. Eduardo led all the way to win last year's at Doomben. Different kettle of fish this year, Maxie.
Yes, at Eagle Farm, so it's no place for the faint-hearted that last 100 metres, but terrific lineup this year, and things have changed a little bit with
Tari. He looks like magic. James Cummings, Nashua Willer.
Everything looks good, Paul, for him.
He looks fantastic.
All right, let's look at the favourite, Marzu, Peter and Paul Snowden, Sammy Clipperton.
I thought on a good 4, soft 5, he might have been a little bit of a risk, Paul, but his wet track form is just exemplary.
It is, and just the way the track's playing is perfect for him. You've got a couple of obvious softies good enough, and now we're drifted into the heavy, so my confidence is dropping away with him.
However, he's so genuine.
Beatable. You know, now that the track's downgraded, I think it's advantage him. Of the others, Paul Alley is certainly in the game, but another one who probably didn't love the downgrade. So I've tipped 13, 10, 14 and 9.
And best backed on the tab fixes we've touched on Trivier, $11 into $7. Let's have a look at what's happening with the bookmakers. Marzu, $2.40 out to $2.80. And on Trivier...
They looked in the yard. Marzu is still...
Wide there, eyes to toe, and attendance in racing. Vega won away brilliantly, but also Pau Laley handy as well there as Menhaj, and Rothfire's going forward. inside, and also Zoo Style is carving over from out wide. So Zoo Style over on the outside of Generation going forward. Back to third now is Rothfire back nearer the inside as they swing down the side of Marzu's right there is fourth. Further back to Pal Lely. They're clear from Kamantari. And then coming Minhaj and Vega 1, Alpine Edge, Baller, Signore Fox, Isotope, and On Triviera's last of all. So Zoo Style by a length and a half. Second Generation. Third Rothfire. Fourth the outside Marzu. A length and a half to Pal Lely. Vega 1. Further back to Minhaj and Count to Rupee, Kamantari, Baller, Alpine Edge, Signore Fox, On Trivier, and Isotope is last of all at Zoo Style at the 350. About 3 lengths in front here from Generation. Marzu the outside. Rothfire's making ground back nearer the rails, and Pal Lely's coming down the outside. Zoo Style in front. Working home is Marzu, and Pal Lely down the outside. Late as Rothfire. Marzu the leader. Pal Lely the outside. On Trivier coming home late as well, but Marzu's in front from Pal Lely. Marzu, Pal Lely, Marzu! Marzu's won the 10,000 from Pal Lely. On Trivier, followed by Signore Fox. Rothfire, Alpine Edge, Baller, Kamantari, Zoo Style, Isotope, Generation, Count to Rupee, Vega 1, Minhaj at the rear.
First Group 1 since he's gone. Well, Marzu beats Palele, the 3-year-olds fighting it out. And what about the run of the Kiwi mare, On Trivier, storming on the outside? And those 3 horses really got away from them. Zoo Style got over easily, gave a really good kick, but he was throwing out signals that he was under a lot of pressure at the 200, Paul, and you could see the 3-year-olds starting their launch.
Well, it was graduation day there yesterday for Marzu. After the gelding operation, he just keeps on winning, and he wins a Group 1 Doomben 10,000 for the Snowdens and Sam Clifford. And Bernadette Cooper was there heading up our coverage.
Shining, because we thought, you know, we would absolutely no chance of running that meeting at Doomben. So the track was incredible under those circumstances and complete and utterly unique. Although we did get to a heavy 8 by the time we got to the 10,000, it was different. And I guess these back markers really struggled to stay in touch in the middle section, and that's why these 2 3-year-olds were there to fight out the finish. Jonker stopping there just caused Marzu to shift out a little bit. There was a minimal brush. James McDonald did look at the steward's vision. It just made me think of how far we've come in the last 20 years, because he came, but these 2 3-year-olds were the dominant force. On Trivier, obviously right on the outside there, flying home late, and a great run going forward. But yeah, it was great to see the hype. You know, we got the to think that, you know, you could race on a heavy track like that, and there's nowhere else we could. Doomben would have been, Ross said Doomben would have been a heavy 12 to 15. He can't even get the mower out on Doomben. Everything's starting to smell like...
Very, very...
He really wasn't sure on the surface. It's a different heavy track, as it's well documented, but yeah, I just tried to pick him up as best I could and get him as far down the straight on the bridle sort of thing.
The old hunt and hold.
His calibre.
James McDonald, Palele.
Yeah, he was brave. He was wasn't suited by the ground at all. From the 600, I thought we were in a world of pain, but to his credit, he dug deep. He really surged when he had to. Obviously, to come up short was a little bit disappointing, but he was very brave.
He's telling us that. I thought 4 Hop on Harry and 5 Residue, 2 of the locals, both had excellent place chances in good stables and both drawn.
Yeah, well, Elation is on top for me. I thought he looked absolutely outstanding in the yard. There's a lot of quality about him, Mick, and exciting to bring a horse like this to the races.
Yeah, it is. We're just trying to build a rating for him, you know. Adelaide Guineas will help. We're just trying to build a rating for him, you know. Adelaide Guineas will help. He's a 78 rater at the moment. So I think to get into the Golden Eagle, you need to be... sort of mid-80, somewhere thereabouts.
1,600 metres. Elation is the hot pot for the Guineas. And they're racing. Elation stepped away perfectly, not being hustled and bustled for any real forward spot. Ballinora, Vino de Casa Nostra, both rolling forward. Mgawa, Prince Joffre, Tavi Cat, Ridaliro's holding a prominent spot. So a few of these at a big price. They want to get forward. They want to get in front of the favourite Elation, who's back to worse than midfield on the inside of Ben's Baron. Last of all, they race up to the 600 metres in the Adelaide Guineas, and the leader is Tavi Cat. Tabby Cat by 3/4 to Prince Joffre. Hop on Harry. Moving closer is Ben's Baron Ballinora. Now Elation's left the rail. Vino de Casa Nostra in front of him, starting to feel pressure, and he's angling for a run with Riddlero. Residue and Umgawa gets to the outside. Elation being put back in his place. He has to change course, but it hasn't halted his momentum. He's building up the revs quickly. Raced up to Hop on Harry, then Residue, Riddlero and Umgawa, but Elation hitting top gear from Hop on Harry and Residue, and Elation's too good in the Adelaide Guineas, 3 from 3. Elation by a length to Hop on Harry. Residue, Umgawa, Riddlero, then Flight Deck, Last Girl Love.
Didn't really go to plan for Elation, maybe a few nervous moments, but in the end, he remains unbeaten. His second stakes win from 3 starts, and Hunter's breather, a collective sigh of relief. He comes away for a comfortable win under Mark Zara, Umgawa and Residue.
He's a Golden Eagle horse, Elation, black colours.
Yeah, and it wasn't hard to find. I think everyone found him, but he was good again. He wasn't as brilliant as last time, but he's still raw, and he had to bump out and then got shoved back in, and he still pins his ears back and gets the job done. Like the second horse was the horse behind him last time. Third horse had form around the Derby winner, so it's a strong enough race.
Look at the regard he's held in now.
Wow.
Elation Marzu.
There you go. There you go. So, and I think
Next generation of work.
We'll start with Allegron. He's been favourite all week. Damien Oliver and James Cummings teaming up. He's just been displaced though, Terry.
Yeah, absolutely. He's holding his spot in the market. He hasn't really drifted too much. They've had to push him out just a little bit because of this, swell of support for Detonated Jack. But I just think he's got the form on the board, placed in the Derby, both in Victoria and Sydney, winning the St Leger last. Yes. Well, this has been well backed. It's almost into single-figure odds, JT. This is probably the best back runner now, away from Detonated Jack. Clipped round the train.
Honoured race, a highlight on the calendar. Who wins the Derby?
Well, I've been bullish, as you know, JT, all week about Allegron, so I'm with Allegron. 320 sports bet.
Racing in the Derby. And Allegron jumped away nicely. He's racing quite forward through the first 100 metres. Pushing forward deeper out is King of Pharaohs, and Son of Emperor, the widerest, with brilliant speed, is looking to cross. Son of Emperor, Claydemore and King of Pharaohs. They're the first 3 as they head out of the stretch. Texas T gets to 4th position on the outside of Commander Harry, and then Harley moving straight into 1x2 cover. On the outside of Allegron, a half away to the nephew. 15 lengths off the lead as they work to the side inside the 1200 metres. And the leader, Son of Emperor, running them along by a half a length. Claydemore creeping closer. With the sit on the pair is King of Pharaohs. They're 4 lengths in front of Texas T at the 1,000. 2 further back now, Harley moving. On the outside of Commander Harry. Then Saint-Tropez. Allegron hemmed away on the rail, followed by the nephew. Fear the X gets moving. Sebastian the Fox. Lady Chant, Water into Wine. Then Jungle Magnate Yaffet. Last of all, still Detonated Jack, but the field is becoming more compact with 650 metres to run, and Claydemore took over. Son of Emperor falling back through the field. Claydemore now joined by Fear the X. The runs are coming from down back. Also starting to move into it, Harley moving. Right around them is Jungle Magnate. Detonated Jack, Allegron's held up. They swing into the straight, and Jungle Magnate with a lightning turn of speed quickly raced to the lead. The nephew's out after him. Then Detonated Jack and Yaffet. There's no Allegron. It's Jungle Magnate clear. Detonated Jack's got a lift. Jungle Magnate kept going for Zara. Clear from Yaffet and Detonated Jack and Jungle Magnate. What a win this will be. Takes the Chairman's and now the Derby. 2 lengths to Yaffet and Detonated Jack. Allegron 4th. Fear the X and then the nephew. A long gap away to Lady Chant. Harley Move and Texas T. King of Pharaohs, Claydemore. Then Sebastian the Fox. Commander Harry. Further back, Saint-Tropez. Water into Wine and Son of Emperor.
Well, Jungle Magnate comes of age in Adelaide. Mick Price and Michael Kent team up with Mark Zara, and he wins the Derby. The son of Tarzino, obviously. Mick trained this horse, Jane, to success in a Derby himself. and I'm tipping that's going to mean...
Yep, and a strong win, another one with this Mick Price and Michael Kent's team are absolutely airborne. They won the 2 features yesterday, and this is another one, Jungle Magnate, who was a very tough win. He come out of the chairman's to win this race. Yuffet went good. The month between runs for Detonator Jack had a lot to do. He had no luck at all, the favourite. He ran into plenty of rump stakes there throughout the race, a leg run, and had excuses.
OK, now...
Patrick Carberry.
To find a back any more than what we saw at Flemington last time. To the eye, I thought, how good's this thing? Went back and looked at the clock. Now, what he's done is run a similar first 600 to B Hunter later in the day. He would have beaten that horse by 6 or 7 lengths had the races been run together. Look, I would have given him some hope in a Goodwood today. He's got to do it again.
A long-term view for this horse, and he's going to keep him comfortable and keep him learning, but I'd have backed him in a Goodwood off what he produced last time out.
Some chase, perhaps, the black type of Coolmores and other races at 3 that you can bide your time and let them mature naturally. We're going to see if that's the case here with Star Patrol as we go to Matt Hewitt.
Double next set, ready and away they go. Crystal bound away cleanly. Star Patrol towards the outside, middle of the line out. Over on the far side, Capital Rain is towards the course proper. 550 metres to go. It's Capital Rain being cuddled by Oliver. In the middle of the track, it's Outback Action with Star Patrol, who's looming up on the outside, and they've sprinted away. Followed by Crystal Bound, Scissor Step and Trey Porty. Star Patrol. Preble gets busy now on the outside of Outback Action, and they're stride for stride with Star Patrol getting about a neck in front of Outback Action, who won't go away. Star Patrol with Outback Action 3/4 a length away. Star Patrol is forging on Trey Porty late, but Star Patrol too good up the straight again. Star Patrol a length and 3/4, Trey Porty and Outback Action. They were followed by Bifrost in a photo for 4th with Scissor Step.
Well, certainly not the margin that we've seen from him in his Pakenham victory, and then obviously that devastating performance here on Anzac Day. But a win nonetheless, and another step in the progression of Star Patrol. Some real talent under the urgings of Brett Preble, who was able to see off the challenge from Outback. Harry McAuliffe and the team at Morphettville for the feature of the afternoon, the Goodwood.
Thank you, Nigel. Yes, our 4th and final Group 1 of the Adelaide Autumn Racing Carnival. It's the Furphy Goodwood. Extreme Warrior is the favourite at $4.80 with Sportsbet. Behemoth at $8, the Inferno $8 her, General Bow at $17, and Lombardo at $18.
He got a chance of getting back to that figure he did in the Blue Sapphire, and that is good enough to win the race. So 21, 8, 1 and 19, but it's a great race.
He's bright, he's got his ears forward. I've never seen...
Furphy Goodwood. And racing now. Behemoth a little slow to get going with Not an Option and Hal Vorson, and Frankie Pino's gone back. Bella Nipotina came out running. Lombardo, Bo Rossa, Savatu Excel, not far away, Extreme Warrior with the Astrologist, and then Azar, Free of Debt, Outlaws Revenge. Very deep on the course is Instant Celebrity. Outlaws Revenge is out there as well. Then came the Inferno, Regards Marie worse than midfield, then Ironclad, Hal Vorson. Manhattan Times has got well back in the field, and so too Frankie Pino. Big Behemoth is back 3rd and 4th last as they sweep up to the bend, where the leader now is Lombardo, cruising for home. It's Lombardo turning in front from Bo Rossa. Just in behind them as they sweep into the stretch, the Astrologist, then Bella Nipotina, Savatu Excel, Free of Deck gets to the outside. General Bo starting to wind up from back, and so too Behemoth. The leader Lombardo, Bella Nipotina, Behemoth winding up, the Astrologist, then further back to Not an Option. Lombardo kept going in the Goodwood from Hal Vorson and Frankie Pino. Lombardo, he's unbeatable here at Morphettville. 5 out of 5, and he takes the Group 1. Hal Vorson, Frankie Pino from last, might have pinched 3rd in front of the Astrologist, Bella Nipotina. Then Not an Option from Behemoth, Savatu Excel, Regards Marie. Further back, Azar, Bo Rossa, the Inferno. Then Extreme Warrior, Instant Celebrity. Manhattan Times never really got into the hunt with Outlaws Revenge, Ironclad, and Free of Debt, one of the last.
What an unbelievable unbelievable carnival for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. They just continue to win. And Lombardo, James, geez, he's found a home here at Morphettville.
He loves it. He ought to move here full time, Lombardo. He can't get enough of the state. But look, he went to the front. There wasn't that much pressure. I thought this might be one from the front. And look, Zach Spain, he's come over here. He probably thought...
Can't win down the straight. I saddled him up in Melbourne. I don't know. He just might be, I don't know, adrenalised by a trip away. I had to saddle him up. It was like saddling up a big bear, you know. He stood on me, shadowed me, bloody... he was just booming, ready to go, you know, and I just said to Zach, being as a sort of apprentice, and he's a very good kid, very good hard worker, and I was glad that he was able to maintain his association with the horse. Very good for him.
You tested this horse in a Group 1 earlier. He ran in the Manikato at Moonee Valley. Did you think you could win a Group 1 with this horse?
No. But he deserves his chance, and when your rating goes up a ladder, so he deserves his chance. And look, Kathy Haynes bred him, and she's bred some nice tough horses, and what can I say, you know, you've got to run them, give them their chance, and when it drew poorly...
Grabs in the Size Produce Stakes, 18 runners, one is Twin Stars for the McAvoys.
Nice horse, Adelaide form strong, winning
the BRC Size Produce. Resonator Gators on top of 5 out to 6. Exo Lady is $8 into $6.50 back to 7. Other moves include Twin Stars, $12 into $8.50. Brereton, 2017. Other winners include Zoo Star, Shootout, Mahogany, Slight Chance, Red Anchor and Tulloch in 1957. BRC.
Set now, the gates open, they're racing. Exo Lady was away brilliantly. Going forward is Resonator. Swiss Exile is right up there as well with Calgary Stampede, Capital Tower, and also Merchant Prince and Mashani Warfare is going forward with also their Elude, and then Brereton, Cocoa Brew Express, She's a Belter, Robusto, Twin Stars, Liberty Steps, and drifting back Thelwell with victory moments over on the outside. They're clear from Tyresa, who gone back with also Green Shadows over on the outside. So Swiss Exile's got the lead. Second is Resonator. Third is Exo Lady. Fourth, the outside is Mashani Warfare. Cocoa Brew Express up into fifth, out 3 wide. Elude is further back, and then Calgary Stampede back nearer the inside. Trapped out Brereton, further back to Capital Tower, and also Merchant Prince back nearer the inside at the 550. And then we've got Robusto back in behind those. Shazer Belters out deeper. Twin Stars, Liberty Steps, also Thelwell. Green Shadows right towards the outside. Tyrese from victory moments inside the 400 metres marker, and Swiss Exile's clear at the moment. Second is Exo Lady, and then we've got Resonator, also Brereton, and Shazer Belter runs home down the outside. Swiss Exile's about 3 lengths in front. Shazer Belter finishing strongly. Swiss Exile's in front. Shazer Belter the outside. Swiss Exile, Shazer Belter goes home the better, and Shazer Belter's won the size from Swiss Exile. Third Brereton, followed by Capital Tower, Twin Stars, Green Shadows, and Calgary Stampede. Robusto back behind Resonator, Thelwell, Mashani Warfare, Merchant Prince, and Elude is pulled up at the rear.
The Perth filly, number 17, She's a Belter. Formerly with Justin Warwick, who's still in the ownership, transferred to the Snowdens. Didn't she come with a run down the outside? Number 17 will be in the frame as the winner of the group with a run down the outside. Number 17 will be in the frame as the winner of the Group 2 Size Produce, and Willie Pike
down the ground here on the dry, and she lands a couple of good decent bets in her own right, because she was about 19 into about 15 late here. Swiss Exile, what a run.
Currently on a former Perth filly.
Yeah, it was a perfect match, and didn't these owners go crazy after she won? You know, she was really good at the Gold Coast. She was definitely on the worst part of the track there, but it's just this turn of foot she shows here inside the 200 metre mark, where she just puts them all to pay. I mean, Swiss Exile, he looked home, didn't he? And this is the advantage, I guess, of Eagle Farm. Brereton was good, he was 3 deep, and I really liked Twin Stars back on the inside as well.
Group 1, Doomben Cup here at Eagle Farm. Delayed a week, worth $1 million, 2,100 metres the journey. And here is Zaki for J-Mac and Annabelle Neesham.
Yeah, well, he hasn't got on the prance today, so it won't be long. But he's staying nice, cool, calm and collected here this afternoon. So obviously his record speaks for itself. He destroyed him in this race last year. He's very adaptable. He handles all conditions. And the thrill seekers are happy to just keep chiming in now. He's $1.24.
4, and that could be value.
Yeah, he is.
There with Zaki, looking to defend the crown he won here last year, Mr. Gately.
Yeah, it was some win last year. I'm not sure he can do that, but he probably meets an inferior field, and he was a good
racing. Zaki was away sweetly in company with Yonkers the inside. Cucaracha's going forward. Polygro's right up there. Zaki's up in the firing line. He's out 3 and 4 wide. He's up in search of the lead though. So Polygray and Yonkers the inside. Zaki 3rd and 4th there is Cucaracha. Maximal 50 outside, and drifting back is Wet Taurus. Feeney's out on a wide run. Then we've got the Chosen One and also Coventry. Also Polygray by 3/4 to Zaki, and 3rd there is Yonkers, and 4th over on the outside is Cucaracha. 5th and 3 wide is Feeney, and then Wet Taur further back on the run too. Over on the outside is Maximal, and then we've got the Chosen One 3rd last. 2nd last there is Coventina Bay, and Great House a length and a half away. So Polygray narrowly. Zaki the outside's only about half a head away. Up into 3rd is Feeney, followed along there by Yonkers back near the inside of Cucaracha. And then we've got creeping forward now is Maximal, and further back in the field too, just in behind those horses there is the Chosen One, and also Great House and Coventina Bay passing the 450, and Polygray quickly tackled here by Zaki on the outside has taken over, and further back in the field there too, making ground is Wet Taur the inside, and then we've got Yonkers, and working home is Maximal. It's Zaki just with the lead. Wet Taur the inside's out after Zaki. Wet Taur's driven through and taken the lead away from Zaki. Late is Maximal, but Wet Taur's in front from Maximal, flashing home too late. Wet Taur in a boil over. Wet Taur's one from Maximal, not sure 3rd. Up there was the Chosen One. Zaki weakened. Great House wider, followed by Polygray, and then we had Yonkers, Cucaracha, Feeney and Coventina Bay.
A boil over in the Durban Cup. Zaki went pop, and Wet Taur has won a Group 1 here in Australia. A newcomer to Peter and Paul Snowden in the last 12 months. He has climbed a mountain today. Kerrin McAvoy in the saddle will beat another import, Maximal.
Wow, no such thing as a sure thing, they say, and this is the new... Could this well be the new kid on the block? Wait for age today, back to a dry track.
His grades, and just picked them off one by one, but when he's one of our 4 races like this, they all lead the fence and he comes up the fence, so it was very pretty to watch.
We tell them every week there's nothing wrong with
Zaki expected to win. He won this race last year by 7 lengths. Well, Weta had other ideas, even Maximal had other ideas. As they turn for home here, Duff, Zaki in front, Weta getting up on the rails.
Yeah, look, I can't find any excuses for him. He relaxed beautifully in front. He was entitled to quicken, and Wet Taur, who was much better suited there on a drier track, there's no doubt about it. And Maximal, well, John's been singing his praises, and he finally delivered. Yep, he's on his way, and he could well be the new kid on the block.
Yeah, without a doubt. I just loved how when he got up the fence, like I don't think Zaki was stopping by all means neither. I think he just had a great turn of foot and really accelerated the line. I'm not sure about Nash on Maximal, whether he spotted Kieran going up the inside there. I reckon he was timing his run really well, had his eyes on Zaki, but I'm not sure he caught Kieran getting up the fence.
Maybe he did catch him unaware. I don't think it would have made much difference, though.
No.
Let's go and hear from Paul Snowden. Race number 7, the BRC Sprint winner, exempt from ballot in the Stradbroke, and they're all there except for Vinco. Here's number 1, Alligator Blood.
Well, what do we think about him? He's had 161 days off. It's a big ask first up in this grade after he's had a couple of trials there, but...
Good for James McDonald, Chris Waller, $10 into $7.50. Taxu goes the other way, $4.60 out to $8.50. Oscar Zulu is $8.50 out to $10, back to $9.50. And Dawn Passage, $21 into 12 premium choice at BRC Sprint. At Group 3 is starting the main quaddie. And let's have a look at what's happening with the bookmakers. Soxagon favourite, $5.50 out to $6, back to $5.50.
It's open now, they're racing. Oscar Zulu, Nick and Nova, Holyfield all began well, and going forward there is Emerald Kingdom and also Buffalo River. Taxu right up there in the firing line as well. Gospodin's handy, then coming Tycoonus and Soxagon, and also Gem Song just in behind those horses. Dawn Passage, Alligator Blood is trapped out 3 and 4 wide. Vinco, Irish Songs have drifted back, and Blondo's last of all. So Buffalo River led the way from second. Taxu, third is Nick and Nova, fourth is Emerald Kingdom, fifth the inside is Hollyfield. And next over on the outside there is Gospodin, Desert Lord, Oscar Zulu, Socks Are Gone, Alligator Blood, Gem Song, Iris Songs, also Tycoonus and Vinco, Dawn Passage and Blondo at the 450. So Buffalo River from second, Taxu. Third is back near the inside, Nicanova. Then coming next there is Emerald Kingdom, Hollyfield looking for the way clear, Oscar Zulu the inside, Socks Are Gone, Gospodin and Alligator Blood is right down the outside. Just with the leaders, the inside, Buffalo River, Nicanova the outside, Socks Are Gone, Hollyfield, Taxu and Alligator Blood down the outside. Nicanova, Buffalo River, Hollyfield, flashing light, Socks Are Gone and Alligator Blood. Horses everywhere, they hit the line. Oh, it's a photo. Socks Are Gone's prominent with Alligator Blood. Nicanova, Hollyfield, not sure, the judge will confirm. Followed there by Blondo, Tycoonus, Vinco. Further back was Buffalo River, Emerald Kingdom, Iris Songs, Taxu, Gem Song, Gospodin, Oscar Zulu, followed by Desert Lord and Dawn Passage pulled up at the rear.
Socks Are Gone is going to get into the Stradbroke, nosing out Alligator Blood. When the judge calls a hold, it'll be number 5. Yeah, he'll get there, Ronnie. Will he?
Yep.
Gee whiz, it's close. It's a nose. It'll go to Socks Are Gone.
Wow, what a ripper horse he is. He's
Curry trained out of Toowoomba. Alligator Blood, what a comeback from this headline horse. Tim Clark for Gay and Adrian. Number 7, Nicanova, has
sort of 4 across. I think probably 6 or 7 covered 2 lengths. Even Nicanova was, you know, amazing, third up from a spell. But it was actually great to see Socks Are Gone, you know, the opportunity perhaps to be ridden a little bit further back than what we're used to seeing him. I mean, Alligator Blood, he's just 4 and 5 wide the whole way. And we didn't know where to put Alligator Blood in the mix yesterday, but I think we do now.
Yeah, great to see him back, Alligator Blood.
Yeah, that's it. Very encouraging. So he could well be a Stradbroke horse. This Stradbroke's wide open.
Race 8, the Group 1 $1 million Queensland Derby. One is Kaka, the Kiwi.
Yeah, a negative ride. Never wet and dry form, hard to beat.
Yeah, another great parade. The word is he's done really well this week and he deserves to be favourite.
Kibosh for Waller.
Yep, look, raw horse with different...
Bowman and Waller combined with Paternal.
Yeah, the market likes him a lot. Nice horse. He was very good in the rough habit. He could race closer from the draw and has to be respected with upside.
Queensland Derby from Eagle Farm, and we are 2.5 minutes away. Let's have a look at what's happening with the bookmakers. And the Gately best for this venue, Dark Destroyer, $3.60 into $3.50, back to $3.60. Paternal, $4.40 out to $4.80. Good support everywhere for Pinarello. $8.50 out to $9 into $6.50. And has been freshened again as it makes...
Olds. Still holding, hits the button now, racing in the Derby. Dark Destroyer the inside, Paternal. Anything Goes began well and rolling forward, Global Osbred, Kibosh handy, Takaka's going up there as well. Satirical Glory and Manachi trapped out but going forward. Dark Rebel had gone back and Ting Tong is back about second last early doors here, but Manachi has taken over and kicked away by 2.5 lengths. Second Global Osbred, third Takaka, fourth the outside here, the Satirical Glory. And then coming Anything Goes in Pinarello, Paternal the inside, Belmorris Rebel the inside, has to whip the Derby field in. So Manachi here by length and a quarter. Second Global Osbred, third Takaka, fourth the inside as Anything Goes. And then we've got going forward now Pinarello 3 wide and passing Satirical Glory. Belmorris has been deep. And then coming Paternal and Kibosh and Dark Destroyer the inside. Southern Stock, Villa Den, Red Wave, Nest Egg the inside of Impel Gazelle. And further back to Ting Tong. And then Sea Treasures is second last and Dark Rebel has last out 3 wide of the 600 metres marker. Manachi from Global Osbred and Pinarello's on the scene 3 and 4 wide. And then we've got just in behind those 2 Takaka and also Paternal as they swing around the home turn. And Southern Stock is making ground, Villa Den and Ting Tong is down the outside, but Pinarello has taken over in the Derby. Making ground coming through is Paternal and Southern Stock on the outside. Dark Destroyer's running home as well, and also Ting Tong on the outside, Pinarello and also Paternal. Paternal, Southern Stock and Kabosha's running home late. The inside here, Pinarello, Paternal. They hit the line in the Derby and Pinarello's won the Derby from Paternal. It's a photo third, Kabosh or Dark Destroyer, Southern Stock and Ting Tong, followed by Bell Morris, Red Wave, Global Osbred, Villa Den, Impel Gazelle, Tudic, Anything Goes, pulled up at the rear.
What a Derby win by Pinarello. Leith Ennis from an outside alley. Roger James and Robert Wellwood. He's just lasted Pinarello. He'll score by a little more than a nose over Paternal. It's Pinarello over Paternal, but Ronnie, tell us how good a ride from Leith Ennis.
Well, you have a look where he drew, right off the track there.
He's been a weak, frail horse his whole preparation, and he'd been 7 weeks prior to his last win, and that was quite spectacular that day, and I thought we can find a better way to the Derby.
Did you set your sights on the...
Look, I just said there, I said, wow, what a ride this is. There'll be no excuses. And then he made the early move, Leith, and I thought, oh, geez, are you getting a bit itchy? But he didn't. He read the speed. They slowed up. He made his move. He kept in a rhythm, and he knew what he had underneath him. So a great ride, a fitting result, really nice horse. Paternal was all over a winner. He just lacked the
killer punch.
Yeah, lacked the killer punch that the winner had. I thought, looking at the replay again, that Kabosh was unlucky. Probably should have nearly won. Just got held up behind them there for a while, and great ride and a terrific training performance at that.
It was 5 weeks between runs, Bernie. And Leith Ennis, who we're going to hear from, he ends his career with 31 Group 1 victories across the Tasman, both sides. Another Group 1 Tab Kingsford Smith Cup Race 9, 1,300, $700,000 in prize money. Here's Private Eye.
Yeah, well, he's had the 56-day freshen, 2 trials since the Doncaster Mile. He was brilliant winning last time he was at Eagle Farm. Remember that Guineas win here? And I'm expecting he's over the moon with him.
Greg Hickman's got 11-11.
Look, he should have finished closer there first up. You have a look at his Queensland record. It's amazing. Every time he comes to Queensland, he doesn't do anything bar run well.
I feel as though he missed a...
Here's Desley's chance for a Group 1 glory, Apache Chase.
Yeah, one of my favourites. He's a beauty. He's a terrific horse. He's a 7-time winner here. He was nudged out first up. Look, Des has been walking the box all day, so she must be confident.
Last time out, but I think...
Here is Rothfire.
Yeah, where do we stand with him now? He's a terrific horse. He's had his issues along the way. Yeah, I don't know what to think of him on a dry track today. He could jump out of the ground.
Well, to look...
100 metres is some concern, but she's got a touch of class when she's right, and she could well be. Great day for New Zealand here. She was very good New Zealand mare this. She was terrific in the Durban Cup first up. She's hard to hold out with any... He was just nudged out by a very, very good horse last start. That's good form lines, although he hasn't won past 1,200. He gets every opportunity to get it on a hard track here today.
Yeah, he does. He's going to...
$5 in the favourite. It's an open race, right? But there's twice as much money on Paulelli as there isn't on Trivier. To show you how much we've got a spread of money in this race, though, it's in Queensland, 15 to 13. 11-11 loves it up here as well. Brooklyn Hustle this time last year, 26 into 17, but most punters know that they're...
Going the way of Apache Chase, he's just a horse that really takes your eye, but there is...
Long odds on...
Almedo and 11-11 both began well. Paolali's going forward. There's Apache Chase, break out of the pack, and handy also a September Run. Rothfire's going forward. Then coming Scalapini Ellsberg, 11-11 drifted back. Isotope the outside. Brooklyn Hustle. Signore Fox on Trivier. Private Eye trapped out. Wild Planet had gone back. Away game gone back to last of all as they swing down the side. And a third last there over on the outside as Laws of Indices. So it's Apache Chase here from second. Is Paolali. Third the inside September Run. Fourth is Rothfire. A length and 3/4 to Almedo. Ellsberg the outside as they approach the home turn. 600 metres left to go. And just in behind those Scalapini. Private Eye 11-11. Laws of Indices. Brooklyn Hustle. Isotope on Trivier. Signore Fox. And also further back in the field to Wild Planet and away game at the 425. Apache Chase the leader. Second is Paolali. Rothfire's working home. September Run the inside. Scalapini's out deeper on the track and back back behind those is Brooklyn Hustle. It's Apache Chase still with the lead. The outside is Pal Lely. The inside September Run. Apache Chase from September Run. Pal Lely lifting late as Rothfire. 11-11 flashing home as well. Apache Chase just in front near the line. He gets in, I think. Apache Chase maybe in a photo. Lunging though was 11-11. Rothfire, Pal Lely all right up there. Stand by for the judge. Then we had Private Eye, Scalapini, Brooklyn Hustle, Isaac Toe, Away Gay, Melsberg, Wild Planet, Signore Fox on Trevier, Laws of Indices, Olmedo's pulled up at the rear.
Desley Forster. You've got it. You've got it. You've got it. A Group 1, her first Group 1 for a much-loved lady of Queensland racing. There's tears everywhere here.
Oh, just an amazing training performance from Desley. She's travelled this horse up to Rockhampton to run in the Archer. She said before the race that he'd missed that trial, so he just was missing a little bit of...
How brave is that?
What a beauty.
He did have a soft enough lead, but still Jimmy got on his... round the corner, he skipped away, and he, as Bruce...
Not here today. This is for you, Maddie, Michael, Greg Hedges, Briley, Erica, and Young Haas. I've only got a small team, and I can say, and Bo, I can name them all on one hand. And this is everyone. And this is for Mum and Dad at home. Yeah. They made the trip. He lifted my mum. She'd be ecstatic. She'd be probably sitting in the couch crying. We're ecstatic, but look, this has been our project. Mike, Terry.
It was a great day, and as I said, probably well deserved for him, really. As I said, he's been a good horse, and he probably deserves it.
A good horse. He's been more
the machines and let him run and like use his attachment where he's got such a high cruising speed and make it like a really. Like I know he can run a mile, and I know 1300 was going to be quite easy for him to run along really high cruising speed, and that's what we did yesterday. And we were adamant that from the 600 we were always going to pick up the speed and be really like go full throttle from the 600 and make it a really genuine, strong 600 last 600.
I think it sort of caught them off guard a little bit, actually. The fact that he got to pretty much exactly that 600 metre spot. Most people aren't expecting the leader to take off 600 from home, especially at Eagle Farm with that long run in. So it was as if he caught them all off guard.
Yeah, exactly. Probably being at Eagle Farm, everyone's nervous.
Apache Cat, but I've got the jockey of Apache Cat right here. Apache Chase. Now, Desley, what about the Stradbroke? What's the week going to be like? And can he improve?
You've seen him play.
From Eagle Farm and see how the bookmakers play here. And the joint favourites, Kementari, 360 to 5 and Shooting for Gold solid at 5. Baller 7 into 650. Good support everywhere. Second Australian run for the Kiwi, trained by Tony Pike. Babylon Berlin, 950 into 750. What's the read there, Gator?
Right now racing. Centre Fire, the inside began well. Shooting for Gold's out the back. He came out a couple of lengths behind the field, but Centre Fire's got the lead from Rolling 40 to Sir Warwick, and also handy there is also Babylon Berlin going forward and Prime Candidate coming over from out wide, but Sir Warwick the leader from Prime Candidate. 30 to Centre Fire, fourth the outside Babylon Berlin, a length and a half to Baller, Nick and Nova further back to Hide Low, Let's Be Glam, Kementari, Wanderbar second last, Shooting for Gold is last, about 7 or 8 lengths off the leader. Sir Warwick and Prime Candidate by a length and a half from 30 to Centre Fire, fourth the outside Babylon Berlin, Baller, Nick and Nova, Kementari's been wide, Let's Be Glam, High Low, further back to Wanderbar, peeling out, Shooting for Gold still last at the 400, narrowly the outside Prime Candidate, now Sir Warwick the inside, Centre Fire, Babylon Berlin, Nick and Nova, Baller coming through, Let's Be Glam, High Low the inside, Wanderbar's down the outside and Kementari coming as well, that's stretched across the track, but Baller has taken over, running home as Kementari, Wanderbar the outside, Shooting for Gold as well, but Baller's in front and Baller's won. Baller from Wanderbar, Kementari, Shooting for Gold, followed by Let's Be Glam, Nick and Nova, Centre Fire, Prime Candidate, Babylon Berlin, High Low, and Sir Warwick has pulled up at the rear.
Baller has won easily here from Wanderbar. Kementari shooting for gold. It's a double for the Gollan Stable number.
He hadn't won a race since he won this race this time last year. He was solid today in the market, and Bowman gets the job done on him from Wandabar. How honest is she? Kementari
of the day, the Group 1 Queensland Oaks. Here is Barb Raider for Jerome Hunter, Craig Williams.
Well, she's a very genuine filly, backing up with a good heart and a great racing style. Only has to hold her form to be in the finish.
How can you not love her? Look at that for a parade. Taking no ill effect from last weekend's win.
Gypsy Goddess, Pike and Van Dyke.
Yeah, look, some say a horror draw to overcome, but, you know, he'll work it out, Pike, whether he goes forward, back or whatever. The facts are she's 2 for 2 here at Eagle Farm. She's 4 from 4 on dry tracks, and just hard to beat with even luck, I think.
She doesn't win a
Goddess, and she's about to catch up with David Van Dyke. In fact, she's with him right now.
We're set, just waiting for Biscayne Bay. Now we're right. The gate's open. They're racing. Gypsy Goddess out wide was away fairly, but she's drifting back. Barb Raider began well, and rolling forward is Nyota. Handy the inside is Nom de Plume, and Aravane is right up there as well. Trapped out early doors there is Festival Dance, also Biscayne Bay and Keeper's Kiss. And back behind those is Lavilli and Taranga, followed there by Rosie Impact and Gin Martini 3 wide. Further back to Glen, further back to Rosie Impact, Dynasties and Belle Savoie. Further back on the field there too, Smirk, also Gypsy Goddess. Back nearer the insiders, Honey Creeper, and Verona the outsiders still last of all as they swing down the side. So it's Nyota here by length and a quarter. Second is Biscayne Bay. Third the insiders, Aravane. Barb Raider fourth, the outside, 1 out, 1 back, and they're well clear at the moment from Nom de Plume, Festival Dancer. Further back to Keeper's Kiss, a length and a half to Lavilli, and then we've got creeping forward there, Gin Martini. Dynasty's going forward as well. Gypsy Goddess is about to take off as they really bunch up there, and then we've got Glint of Hope, and back behind those is Honey Creeper, and also further back to Taranga, and also Belle Savoie, Smirk, and last of all there is Verona at the 400 metres marker, but Barb Raider has taken over. Here comes Lavilli the outside, and Gypsy Goddess is finishing brilliantly. Gypsy Goddess out wide has dashed up and taken over. Barb Raider the inside, and Lavilli between them. In front, Gypsy Goddess, Barb Raider the inside. Gypsy Goddess just put the lead from Barb Raider. Gypsy Goddess in front, and Gypsy Goddess has won the Oaks from Barb Raider. Third, Lavilli, followed by Smirk, Belle Savoie, Honey Creeper, Gin Martini, Dynasties, and then we had Rosie Impact, followed further back by Aravane, Glint of Hope, and then Nom de Plume, Verona, followed further back by Biscayne Bay, Nyota, Keeper's Kiss, Festival Dancer, and Taranga pulled up at the rear.
Well, David Van Dyke has his Oaks, and Willie Pike seals his move to the east. This wonderful filly, she's come from near last, but what a confident Willie Pike he was. She's rounded them up. She loves it.
Oh, yeah, that was just amazing, and the love and care that's gone into her over the last 7.5 months since she won her maiden to keep her up. You know, Emma, the staff, the vet, the farrier, it's just been an amazing period of time where, you know, we were just focused on getting this girl to the best possible place, and to finish that with a Group 1 is, it's a career highlight.
Tell us what you had to do.
To the boys a couple of weeks ago, you know, if it was any other horse, we'd probably turn her out. But we just gave her every chance to get here. She bounced back.
A live chance as Queenslanders in the Oaks, but to have the favourite and then to have her be able to give them such a start, circle the entire field and be coming away from them at the end. She is by far the best that Queensland has produced, and what's really exciting about her is we don't often produce many.
He's done a great job with all these. Had no luck in Oakses in the past with a lot of horses, but he sort of gets the job done here. He's like I said, he's just had a perfect for the day. He's taken to the trials, he's mixed with the tactics, and Willie knew how to ride, and even Willie had worked her out. He even flies up to trial her to get a feel of her, and he would have been confident since the Sydney Oaks when he did ride her forward, and he probably had the back of his head, oh no,
way to ride her.
It's not the way to ride her.
I think it was a really smart ride. Like, I know that the sectionals were quite quick out of the straight first time, and so down the back, but it was just a good smart ride, because at about the 600 you could see Pikey thinking, if I don't go now, it's going to be a chain reaction, and I know he come around deep, but he would have been much deeper if he had waited another sort of half a furlong, because they would have, everyone would have started to make their move because the leaders were tiring coming back to the field. But I just thought it was a great, smart ride from Willie to get up and sort of hold a few in before he got too close to the turn.
It must be one of the most frustrating feet in Brigade there. She's a really brave filly, Barbara. She's been terrific all the way through. If you had backed Lavilli, you would have been giggling in the run. She was just cruising, and Tim Clark gave her a beautiful ride, but just wasn't good enough. And I think Smirk will make the grade with time. She's one of the nicer types in the race. And she can improve with that preparation under her belt. But the winner's a really good horse. Unassuming, she's she's a witty little parrot mouth thing. You wouldn't pick her in a lineup.
Yeah,
that's
when
for
she's
sure.
in Sydney, I looked at her and was quite surprised.
Up at 2 Mile, like it was last year, won by Knight's Order. Here's King of Leogrance, Johnny Allen, Robert Hickmont.
Well, he's a victorious.
So we've got Through Irish Eyes, who is around $4 and is really well backed despite that price. We haven't seen a shifters yet. Our trader's holding firm, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Through Irish Eyes shorten. Irish Sequel there at $4.40, a last start winner. Sweet Thomas at $5 has trimmed him from that $8 mark, but not as much.
There is Irish Sequel and also Through Irish Eyes out 3 wide poking forward as well. And Bell Morris is coming over from out wide. Further back to Papalino. And then we've got the Fearless One out 3 wide. Sweet Thomas between them, a length and a half to Luna Stint Introduce. And King of Leogrance has gone back to last of all. So Splendiferous here by 2. King of Leogrance last of all, about 9 or 10 lengths off the leader. So Splendiferous here by length and a half. Second is Traduce, and third the outsiders to Fearless One. And Maricopa the fence, and back behind those horses there is Papalino the inside. Through Irish Eyes is creeping forward with also Bell Morris, a length and a half to Irish Sequel over on the outside of Luna Snit. Sweet Thomas still second last, and King of Leogrance is still last. So Splendiferous down the side, length and a half clear. Second Traduce, and third the inside there is Maricopa, and then the Fearless One, and back behind those is Papalino. Through Irish Eyes the outside creeping forward about 5 or 6 lengths off the leader. Irish Sequel further back. Bell Morris is gone, passed by Luna Snit the inside. Sweet Thomas now third last. King of Leogrance the inside now second last as Bell Morris has dropped right out, but Splendiferous at the 450, kicked away about 3 lengths in front here from Traduce. Maricopa the inside. Through Irish Eyes is running home. The Fearless One, Papalino the inside, and running home as well as Irish Sequel. Sweet Thomas is right down the outside. Luna Snit runs a cheeky race as well, but Through Irish Eyes has taken over. Irish Sequel the outside. Sweet Thomas out deeper. Luna Snit the next one. Through Irish Eyes. Irish Sequel and Sweet Thomas driving through as Irish Sequel. Irish Sequel Through Irish Eyes kicks back, but I think Irish Sequel's just won from Through Irish Eyes. Third Sweet Thomas, followed by Luna Snit, and then Maricopa trailed over by Papalino. Splendiferous Introduce, and back behind those horses was the Fearless One. King of Leogrance, and Bell Morris has dropped right out to finish at the rear.
Irish Sequel is going to prevail. He gets his nose down in time. Fight as he would Through Irish Eyes. No match for Irish Sequel when the judge called a halt. And it's McDonald and Waller combining to win a Brisbane Cup. Well, the 2 Mile Group 2 Brisbane Cup. Only 6 runners lined up last year, 11 this year, so they're rebuilding this 2 Mile Brisbane Cup. It goes the way of Waller and McDonald. Waller's already in the UK. McDonald flew out last night on the plane with his pregnant fiancée, I believe. Caitlin Madian is expecting.
Yeah, so it's a big announcement.
Big announcement, big week coming up.
Yeah, my word. And this is just fresh blood coming into the race, wasn't it? He won at Rose Hill, the Winter Cup, and the timing was right. He's always been a little bit of a work in progress. He's obviously a dry tracker, and we keep saying it, a good training performance. Through Irish Eyes is just a real grinding 2 miler, and he whacked away okay there. Sweet Thomas, he missed his opportunity when he was a certainty beat last start, and he went down fighting. He's an 11-year-old rising. He's rising. He's rising 11. He's 10 now. He's just sets him up, Matt, and he just loves the 2 mile. But
he went down fighting. So, all in all, you know, where are we with this race? I don't know.
Well, they've got to start rebuilding it again.
They've found a little stud for him to stand at, and this is his last run in a race today, and I think he has a huge chance of going out a winner. I thought he was terrific in the Doomben Go, and I thought he did enough in a slowly run race last time. So I can't Zaki yet, but after today we may be calling him an up-and-comer like Zaki. Got all the favours last week. He's short enough here. Yeah, Marion was 5 weeks since winning the Gosford Cup. It's a big step up to weight for age now.
Cucaracha, a Derby winner.
Is much better after over-racing, so if he settles better today, he's right in this.
It was really well backed. I think a lot of those are seeing horses like Hopeful come out of listed races and strong winners, but when you've got a winner at weight for age, Group 1 level, you're going to take up a fair bit of the market, aren't you? 280 to 350, but best backed. The chosen one is 41 into 19, but there's not a heap of money there. Just a heads up as well, I did touch on it.
First run last year, the Q22. This is the second running, and they're at the gates.
Q22, they'll stand well, and the gates open, they're racing. Estifini, the inside, Numerian both jumped away well. Hopeful is handy, Ballistic Boy is rolling up there, Colding is handy as well, with Yonkers albeit trapped out. London Banker followed further back in the field. Oh, gee, London Banker, no room there. Cucaracha slides past him, Coventina Bay. Creedieris and the chosen one had gone back, and Wet Horse now fourth last, and back behind those is Ladonda V. Dearest the outside, and further back to London Banker, Maximal. Wet Horse now third last, a length and a half away. Second last now is Great House, and shuffle back to last of all now is Ladonda V. So it's Numerian down the side by 3/4 to the second, Hopeful. Third's Estifini, fourth Colding, and they're clear at the moment from Cucaracha, Yonkers, and a break in the field too. Ballistic Boy, Coventina Bay, a length and a half to the chosen one, extricating 3 wide to go. Further forward, Creedieris out deeper, and they're clear from Maximal, the inside of London Banker. Wet Horse still third last over on the outside of Great House, and Ladonda V at the 500 metres marker. So the leader is still at Numerian from Hopeful, the outside. Estifini looking for the way clear. Colding the outside, chiming in. Cucaracha looking for the way clear. Yonkers down the outside, and further back to Coventina Bay. Numerian still the leader, trying hard as Colding. Estifini back nearer the inside, working home as well as Cucaracha. Yonkers the outside, and Maximal's coming home late. It's Numerian still the leader. The outside Colding. Numerian still in front though, and Numerian's won. From second will be Colding, not sure third. Estifini, Maximal, and Yonkers in the photo, followed by Cucaracha, Wetor, London Banker, Great House, Hopeful, Ladonda V, the chosen one, Ballistic Boy, Coventina Bay, and Creedieris pulled up at the rear.
Well, Annabelle Neesham has won both editions of the Q22. Zaki last year, Numerian this year, and Tommy Berry wins. Big prize money. It was a $1.2 million race, and it's looking for the winning trainer. There she is, Annabelle Neesham. 2 runnings of the Q22. Zaki last year, Numerian this year. Did you set your sights on the race after the Gosford Cup?
Yeah, we did. We nearly came by.
You're Annabelle Neesham with Zaki off the back of a Doomben Cup, and she won it this year with Numerian.
Yeah, she's got a real affinity with these, imported horses, getting them right. She takes her time.
Well, she's an import herself.
That's right. She is. But this horse, he sort of was struggling. She got him right to win the Gosford Cup. Had her eyes on this prize, which is worth a lot of money, and he got a lovely on-pace run, didn't he? And he delivered. So he's on his way. He's no Zaki.
No.
But he's good enough to win a race of this calibre, and he's got racing style and substance as well. So a good effort. He's a 6-year-old. He's been well raced. He's had 27 starts now, but she'll keep placing him well. Much better from Colding to get him up and going again at 2200, mind you. At that, he's run boldly. What do we want to say here? I don't know how strong this race was either, to tell you the truth. Yonkers battled away. He's a good, honest horse. Maximal was held up and lost a lot of momentum in that race, and probably should have finished closer. Estefani did a good job at big odds.
Okay, let's...
And Bruce, the first of the Group 1s, bring it on.
Absolutely, Richo. It's the JJ Atkins, formerly the TJ Smith, of course, and they did the right thing. I know
Tommy's got a great race named after him in Sydney, the great sprint race, but they did the right thing because Jim Atkins deserved to have a race named after him here, and they did. And they picked a...
Certainly is. Yeah, I guess the hope if you're backing that horse is, even though we've seen historically that that horse is a back marker, maybe from barrier 5 they might be able to settle that little bit closer. But as we have a look at the market, Political Debate, let's not forget, after that win the other week, Political Debate was $3.50 favourite. It's now $5. I will say there's not much confidence on track, and there's not much confidence when it comes to money held either. All of the money is with, and there's not much confidence when it comes to money held either. All of the money is with She's a Belter, the second favourite. It's held around that $4.40 mark, but we've got that to lose 19 and even more the remainder. But the best backed by a space is She's a Belter.
Thanks for that, Ben. We'll get the hot horse.
And the gates open, they're racing. Basquiat the inside, Sharp and Smart began well. Twin Stars going forward. Ringmaster right up there as well, with also Cocoa Brew Express. And rolling forward is Brereton. Further back to She's a Belter. Fearless Night the inside. And then Brosnan, Tyrese, Green Shadows trapped out. West of Africa. Stars. Third is Basquiat. Fourth and 3 wide there. Going forward is back nearer the outside. Is now Brereton has gone back to fifth now. So swing down the side. Ringmaster going forward up into third and fourth now. And then we've got Green Shadows going forward. She's a Belter. Further back is Sharp and Smart. Fearless Night the inside. Brosnan as they approach the home turn. Just in behind those Lethal Thoughts out wider. And then coming Tyrese, West of Africa. Political Debate. Owen County's out deeper. And then coming Heroic Sun. And last of all, this Mashani Spartan at the 450. Cocoa Brew Express here with the lead. Second, the outside is Twin Stars. Basquiat back nearer the inside. Ringmaster running home. She's a Belter down the outside. Brereton is further back. And right down the outside is Lethal Thoughts making ground. But She's a Belter has stormed to the lead here. Trying hard. The inside is Basquiat. She's a Belter's in front from Basquiat. Late is Brosnan down the outside. Sharp and Smart coming late as well. But She's a Belter's in front from a wall. She's a Belter has won from photos. Political Debate flash time, as did Brosnan, Basquiat, Sharp and Smart. Wait for the judge there. Then Lethal Thoughts, followed further back by Ringmaster, Tyrese, Fearless Night, and then we had back behind those was Owen County, Cocoa Brew Express, Twin Stars. A long way back was Brereton, West of Africa, Mashani Spartan, Heroic Sun, and Green Shadows.
What a carnival it has been for Peter and Paul Snowden. It all started with Marzu on the back of his Oaks winning Group 1 ride. He bags a JJ Atkins. I tell you what, Pike's here to stay. The Snowdens are in, and the Perth filly wins the Group 1.
Yeah, she did, and she's a ripper. She is an absolute ripper. He's a good colt. Political Debate. Boy, he'll be something to, when he gets over further in the spring, there's no doubt he got a long way back. He wouldn't go.
This filly's just won the Magic Millions over here. I think she's pretty good. Wanted to take her, and he's here today, which is great. But you know, full credit to him.
Jay Atkins, she joins a great group of horses who have won the double. This Perth filly sent to the Snowdens, and what a reward they have reaped.
Yeah, and she's a good filly. She's obviously on top of the ground filly. She's got a turn of speed to put a field away. She switched on. The Snowdens have had an outstanding carnival. There's no doubt about it. She's a good horse. His second horse, Political Debate. He sort of lost the plot early again. He seems shy between horses. They tried those winkers yesterday, and once he got galloping room and the race was all over, it was a miracle he's got into second spot. And look, as far as being you know, we love our racing.
Oh, we love our racing.
And going forward, if that horse would have won that race, we mightn't have seen him for much longer.
Political Debate.
Political Debate. But he is a horse that could, with his pedigree and his ability, and he's going to keep learning and learning and learning. He's going to be a really good 2,000 metre, maybe even a little bit further horse that can win some big races. And that's not saying that Sharp and Smart won't as well. Yes. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the spell under both those horses' belts. Are they going to come back? They're going to be high profile. This is always a good grounding race, this one. And I think they're both exciting horses, and just
going back to that winner, every time I see that winner, I just keep thinking of that other filly in Perth, Amelia's Jewel, the unbeaten one.
There's another one over there.
There's a better, and I'm saying a lot better.
Yeah.
We've got to get it here for the Everest, that Amelia's Jewel. I'm telling you.
Give her a slot. That race, get her into that.
18 runners to look at in the Tab Stradbroker 2022. One is Private Eye, Avdulla and Pride.
Yeah, it has his fair share of weight, but it was excellent last start after a wide run in the Kingsford Smith. 1400 suits much better. Not many horses have won this race with this much weight in a long time over the last 20 years. So that's his only negative is the weight.
Yeah, it does make it a little bit tough.
Probably get a little bit more pressure today, but I think Jimmy Byrne knows him so well. He'll go out hard. All the ticks in the world. He loves Brisbane. He never runs bad here. He looks the horse that has drawn and maps the best. Bowman's got confidence with him, and he's ready to go. See sprint first up. He needs things to fall into place from this awkward draw, but I tell you what, if it does, I'm expecting further improvement and him being right in the finish.
And he's just had some beautiful improvement since we saw him last.
Socks are gone. A Rothfire.
Well, he's an injury-plagued 4-year-old. We know how good he is when he's right, but he's had so many injuries and problems, but he's got work to do, rushing across from this outside. It's just a matter of he's going to have much left at the finish after doing that.
Yeah, that's what it...
Victorian Ayrton.
Well, 5 weeks in a trial since forgiving on the heavy at 1800, second up there. So we know he's loaded with talent. They've gone back to the drawing board. They're in great form, the Price and Kent stable. And these Victorians have had a picnic in this Stradbroke over the last 10 years.
Yeah, haven't they? And
as far as Ron Dufficy is concerned, here come the Duff selections. He's also with Ayrton. Freshened and back to the trials. Genuine excuses last time out on that.
The back them all. It's what that Stradbroke, and here we are, $7 the field, a couple of minutes out. 11.11's the best backed runner, 27% of the hold going that direction, so that far outweighs the price and is a pretty good go in a big race like this. Ayrton at $8 has been the drifter. Isotope $9.50, Apache Chase $10, Laws of Indices at 11 with Alligator Blood, Valana at $11, and then Rothfire at 12 as we continue to go down. Brooklyn Hustle, you can see at a longer odds, $17. Private Eye, well, Joe Pride, his son's favourite horse, just won. Now we'll see if his favourite horse can as well. We're talking even more than a month.
Now we're right. The gates open. Racing in the Stradbroke. Private Eye, the inside began well. In company there with Emerald Kingdom and Isotope is going forward. Valana is fourth early doors. Apache Chasers 50 inside. Going forward is Rothfire, but he's trapped out 3 and 4 wide there. And further back in the field too, Bandersnatch. And next back nearer the inside there is Socks Are Gone. Ayrton's over on the outside. And further back in the run too, next one there is 11.11. Alligator Blood. Nick and Nova back nearer the inside as they swing down the side. Trapped out there is Buffalo River and Star Tontes, Brooklyn Hustle the outside, and Wild Planet's about 4 or 5 lengths away last of all. So Rothfire led the way from second, Laws of Indices. Third is Emerald Kingdom. Valana fourth. Ayrton's been wide of the 600 metres marker. Private Eye back nearer the inside. Isotopes in that division as well. Apache Chasers further back, and Alligator Blood, and right towards the outside is also Buffalo River at the 400 metres marker. Rothfire's the leader. Isotope is out after him. Ayrton's down the outside. Lords of Indices is still there. Alligator Blood is running home as well. And further back in the field too, Socks Are Gone. Rothfire is still the leader. Here comes the blood though. Alligator Blood on the outside stormed up and took over. Alligator Blood's in front, flashing late Private Eye, but Alligator Blood's won the Stradbroke from Private Eye. Third, Rothfire. Photo fourth. Out wide, Brooklyn Hustle. Star Tontes, Isotope, Ayrton. Followed by I Am Superman, Laws of Indices, Valana, Emerald Kingdom, Socks Are Gone, Wild Planet, followed by Bandersnatch, Apache Chase, Buffalo River, and 11.11 pulled up at the rear.
Alligator Blood wins his second Group 1. Has he put controversy behind him for good? Alligator Blood is the Stradbroke winner. Tim Clark, Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott Alligator Blood, right down the centre of the...
Wow, he's back. He's back in singing the winner's praises. I don't think I've seen a better thing beat than Private Eye. It'll be a tale of woe from Brenton Avdulla. He was bolting behind them. He had nowhere to go. And the winner's off and gone. And good luck to the winner. But, there's some hard luck stories for the second horse there. And the locals have run third.
Gay Waterhouse has trained her first Stradbroke winner. There are...
I was telling the owners before, he's just such a happy horse and a great horse to do anything with, and we've actually just wrapped that we've got him and he's come back to his best. So what more can I say?
And what a story with that Alligator Blood situation. I must say, they brought him back from this kissing spine, which is that skeletal, which is hard to get over, and you've got to give it to Gay and Adrian. Look, when they first
had that, he started out with David Van Dyke. He won the Magic Millions, 3-year-old. He won it on the day where he was caught in traffic and almost didn't get to the track.
That's right.
Then he lost the race on a positive swab. There was legal action taken to try and get the race back. There's an issue that forces Alligator Blood to race in Queensland. He can't race in New South Wales. And here he is, rushing home down the outside, chasing another Queenslander, Rothfire, and winning and bolting him.
Yeah, it was amazing. He got that 3 and 4 wide, with cover. He found a really good spot, really, to just blend into the race at the right time, considering the barrier that he had. And he just improved that little bit, which we expected from that very good first up run. And, he's a good horse. We all know he's a good horse. This is his 10th win. And, there's been hiccups along the way. But look at him stretch. He's not feeling any pain, that's for sure. I think one of the biggest certainties I've ever seen beat in a big race was Private Eye. I've never seen a horse travelling so well, and he raced closer, coming to the turn, and it just turned ugly for him, and he just lost all his momentum, and it was bad luck for the connections there, but you make your own luck in this business, and he was too good. Rothfire was good. He got control when a few of the Apache Chase didn't come out as quickly as normal. There was a bit of drama at the gates there early, and Isotope, the other Queenslander, went nicely as well, but it's all about the winner and how unlucky the second horse was, I think.
Yeah, there was drama at the start in the gates.
Sort of forget Apache Chase then. He's in behind them really pulling. We saw Jamie Carr get suspended at, I think, the 600 or 700 metre mark for flattening Bandersnatch, which then came back on Greg Hickman's horse, 11-11. So there was still quite a lot of action throughout the race. And although the second horse appears to be incredibly unlucky when trying to get a run at the top of the straight, you still can't take anything away from Alligator Blood. I mean, yes, he was 4 deep, 4 and 5 deep for a lot of that race. And he did it last start as well. So it's not as if he had any sort of cushy run in transit. Even though he had cover, he still had to cover that extra ground. So it was a great effort.
Rob Heathcote.
Well, also probably one of the best runs in that race, heading towards Tatt's Tiara, was Star Tonte's, flying up the inside, obviously with only 50.5 kilos on her back. So he's really got 2 nice runs.
Action, so I'm guessing that's what might have happened, and that...
And it's pretty warm, William. William Haggis there speaking to Matt Chapman a couple of days ago about his brilliant Baid, who's won 7 races out of 7, has broken through the £1 million barrier in terms of prize money. The jockey there at the bottom, Johnny.
But punters, in terms of the bet count, are happy to spread their money. So high bet count outside of the favourite, and that's $7 the field outside of the favourite Baid. But he hasn't budged here, Matty. $1.16. Now, he's rated down weights the best horse and the best miler in the world. Well, let's see it. Real World next best.
7. Last for the Queen Anne Stakes, the Straight Mile. And Royal Ascot about to get underway. All of the horses in the stalls for the Queen Anne. And they're off and racing. Accidental Agent jumps out OK. Sabuska was a little slow into stride and through the early stages. Order of Australia in purple and white is the first one to show. Chindit in the striped colours in 2nd place, and over on the far side races Real World in the Godolphin blue. Baid, blue with the white epaulets, tracks the leaders, racing in 4th with Accidental of Australia, Chindit, Accidental Agent and Sabuska as they make their way down towards the final 4 furlongs in the Queen Anne. Order of Australia near side, but Real Real World, possibly the overall leader, towing in Ba'id and Lights On. As in two groups, they make their way down towards the final 3 furlongs. Real World out in the lead. Ba'id slipstreams him with Lights On. The near side group under the pump now, Order of Australia, as Chindit tries to improve. Still Ba'id waits in the slipstream of Real World as they move towards the final 2 furlongs, and now Ba'id is gradually moving out to challenge Real World. Order of Australia in 3rd place, and once again Ba'id moves to the front in imperious fashion. There is a shake of the reins. The response is to go 2 lengths clear from Real World, and now Ba'id begins to extend. Real World is trying really hard, but it is push-button brilliance from Ba'id. He makes it look routine as he maintains his unbeaten record in the Queen Anne. Real World ran really well and got closer than Newbury in 2nd. Order of Australia, Chindit, Lights On, Sabuska, an accidental agent. It all seems so straightforward. He seems completely unruffled in his personality, in his demeanour. He moves forward. Jim Crowley can place him where he likes. He asks for a response. It's enough, and here he wasn't hard-pressed to maintain a 2-length advantage. Let's give Real World full credit for running.
The Home Affairs run today alongside Nature Strip, but with Coolmore, with Golden Pal, that wasn't to be, so Home Affairs will run on Saturday over 1,200 metres. But yesterday morning
as well, and James will measure that, get his stride right, give him some clear air, and he'll run up to his best. He looked pretty comfortable here.
Oreo, we talked about it in the introduction. We've got a very fast horse for America in Golden Pal. Nature Strip, you'd think would camp off him. Is there any chance? It's all about Nature Strip. 92% of turnover is with the strip. Come on, son. Come on, James. Come on, Chris. You can do it. $3.25 into $2.87, $2.90 as he settles. Golden Pal, now this horse is on fire, as you know. He's won his last 3, and he'll go fast that first 800 metres. But will he last? Then man
with Rob Waterhouse from Australia, 5-2 Nature Strip. Man of Promise 10-1, 10-1 also Twilight Calls.
The thing with Winter Power, she's going to be happy if something leads her. She's quite happy to just drop in, and it's all.
Yeah, real shame. Mondabich doesn't look if he's going to take part. So Nature Strip for Australia, and James McDonald and Chris Waller is last in for the King's Stand Stakes. 5 furlongs, take less than a minute to run, and they all burst out of the stalls. And slow away was Golden Pal. Golden Pal missed the start as Pontos and Winter Power are the first 2 to show, so it's the Chet runner. And at the back of the field, I think it's Cardham that might have unseated his rider coming out of the stalls as well. Nature Strip, Acclam Express, Golden Pal trying to recover as they make their way through the first couple of furlongs. Winter Power and Arecibo are over on the far side. Down the centre, Man of Promise leading the Royal Runner, King's Lynn. Nature Strip right up there with Pontos, and also making an international line on the stand side, Golden Pal. Acclam Express comes next with Equilateral. Twilight Calls is next as they make their way down inside the final couple of furlongs. Nature Strip has gone to the front in the King's Stand. Golden Pal is done. Winter Power, Arecibo on the far side. King's Lynn trying to get involved with Twilight Calls, and 'tis marvellous. It's Nature Strip out clear in the King's Stand by 2 lengths from Acclam Express. Twilight Calls, then behind these Equilateral. Salute a world-class sprinter. Nature Strip, a ripper in the King's Stand. Beat Twilight Calls, Acclam Express, and behind those Munista made late ground. Equilateral, St. Lawrence was next. Golden Pal, Acclam Express comes next with Equilateral. Twilight Calls is next as they make their way down inside the final couple of furlongs. Nature Strip has gone to the front in the King's Stand. Golden Pal is done. Winter Power, Arecibo on the far side. King's Lynn trying to get involved with Twilight Calls, and 'tis marvellous. It's Nature Strip out clear in the King's Stand by 2 lengths from Acclam Express. Twilight Calls, then behind these Equilateral. Salute a world-class sprinter. Nature Strip, a ripper in the King's Stand. Beat Twilight Calls, Acclam Express, and behind those Munista made late ground. Equilateral, St. Lawrence was next. They trail all the way back to Golden Pal, who blew it at the start. What a horse. Nature Strip provides Australia with another win in the King's Stand, and few have been so dominant. Accompanied to the line by the loose horse Cardham. Twilight Calls, I think, has just got second, with Acclam Express, Munista and Equilateral the next bunch home. But in all honesty, they were in a different parish. Nature Strip's won this further than Ba'id's won the Queen Anne, has won by a good 5 lengths. In the background, 58.27 within a second of Miss Andretti's track record. The others struggle to break a minute. Twilight Calls, Acclam Express.
Oh, wow, that
That was good. For the owners who've been so sporting to come over here, including Messrs Lyons, Harrison, Keane, Smith, Van Duren, congratulations to them. That's naming just a few. This is going to be an emotional moment for trainer Chris Waller. Johnny Murtagh, how good was that?
That was a great performance. Yeah. If you're boasting or you're saying you're so lucky to be on him, and he's just an absolute freak of a horse. And I think he would have silenced a few critics with that performance, because it was scintillating. And I thought with the riderless horse, I didn't even know it was riderless, and I thought, how has one come with him? He was going that good, so just incredible.
Just at what plan? And this sets up an intriguing proposition. Choisir did it under Johnny Murtagh a few years ago, backed up and ran in the Platinum Jubilee, as it will be on Saturday. This guy might well do that, and James McDonald, you'd imagine, would have to ride Home Affairs, opening the possibility that Jamie Carr, no offence Hayley, but renowned as arguably the best female jockey in the world, could come in for the ride on this guy.
Yeah, that was the plan A, if you like, and if you go back, Ed, it
means an awful lot to you.
Yeah, it means a lot. Like, we don't get a chance to come up and race against the English horses or Irish, French, Americans there were today, even the last few years, Dubai and Hong Kong. So to be able to bring a horse all this way, it's pretty special to be able to not only win, but win the way he did.
Yeah, I mean, it was breathtaking. It was breathtaking. How would you describe what we just saw out there?
Breathtaking. Yeah, it was a good display. Just, he's a very good horse. He's been it for a long time. I guess he's in the twilight of his career, but he's just learnt to be a racehorse now. He was a tricky horse early on, and he's got better with his years. He's matured, and it's an honour to train a horse like him.
I heard in the lead-up, and Royal Ascot win for Australia. The question now, I'm sure going to be asked a lot, is, are you going to come back on Saturday and have another crack over a bit further?
Well, today, look, we'll get him through today. He's still got jobs to do back in Australia, and hopefully he comes through the race well, and we can make a decision later in the week, but no decision will be made today.
Just find out you've won huge races all over the world, but particularly, obviously, back in Australia. For you, Chris Waller, personally, what does this win mean to you?
Top five. It's any win's great.
We'll bunch in together, don't they? Yeah. And this was, of course, Nature Strip, and he had to contend with a riderless horse, but he was completely colossal.
Yeah, well, he takes bad luck out of the equation. When you're riding Nature Strip, you don't need to worry about any runners behind you, because he's a juggernaut, isn't he? You get him into his rhythm, and this is what he can do. He just gave them an absolute toweling up. I'm sure you've seen the vision plenty of times before, but it gets better every time you watch it. He's toying with them.
I reckon that's probably Nature Strip's best ever run, best ever win. You know, like just the way that he pinned him.
9 Group 1s, 18 million, and he's won an Everest as well. Yep. And he's locked in the Chris Waller slot this year.
Yep. Yeah. And he's a 4-hour favourite
again.
Yep. Well, if he runs like that, they won't beat him.
Yep.
And the Prince of Wales is moments away. By Willie Walsh, good luck to him on the right in the white shirt, Tony Proctor on the left, followed by State of Rest for the State of Rest partnership, these familiar colours. MJ Doran leading up, Shane Cross riding for Joseph O'Brien. 8-1 chance.
They will go forward on State of Rest. It's just a matter to see will the Japanese take it off them either at the first furlong or from 5 out.
Will it be France? Will it be Japan for the first time? Might it be Ireland, or will it be the home team?
This race in 2020 slots into stall 5. Mile and a quarter, they start on the descent to Swinley Bottom, leaving the stalls, and State of Rest it is. And Lord North, the blindfold was late off Lord North, and he's given them about half a dozen lengths start. So dramatic beginning. The blindfold seemed to be removed late, and effectively his race may already have been run as State of Rest leads Shariar through the first furlong. Baybridge races in third. He's recovered some of that ground lost at the start, but still, as they pass halfway, is at the back of the pack. State of Rest, Shane Cross still rather unpestered. Shariar in second, Baybridge in third. No change in the play as yet. Lord North, off this steady pace, has been able to close and gets into 4th place with Grand Glory as they make the turn for home. State of Rest with Shariar still breathing down his neck. Baybridge poised to angle out off the home bend as the pace just begins to lift. Lord North is now feeling those exertions of having to make up the ground. Japan poised with Shariar on the outside of State of Rest for Ireland. Baybridge now the moment of truth up in grade. Lord North is still trying valiantly to stay on, but it's State of Rest who has the lead. Shariar beginning to come under pressure as Baybridge down the outside tries to run down State of Rest. A furlong and a half to go in the Prince of Wales's. State of Rest still out in front. Baybridge with over a length to find, and State of Rest at the moment is holding Baybridge on the run to the line. State of Rest driven out for
Chain Cross, and a Royal Ascot winner for Joseph O'Brien. Won the Prince of Wales's under a peach. In second was Baybridge, close for third. Chariot being closed on by Grand Glory, and Lord North finished where he started, at the back of the pack. Left alone by the Japanese runner, was able to climb the hill, fill the tank, and off the final bend, had enough to repel Baybridge. State of Rest, it's been a long wait for Joseph O'Brien as a trainer. He rode winners at Royal Ascot. This is still the wait goes on for Japan. Royal Ascot doesn't quite appear in the calendar at such a convenient place as some of the other overseas meetings they have managed success at, but State of Rest waited in front, had enough to repel Baybridge. Fine ride.
And watch that. He's obviously thought about coming round here on a big occasion. What about that? Some resume, isn't it? If you think, you know, a Saratoga Derby, a Cox Plate, and now the Prince of Wales to boot as well.
Led up by MJ.
Building up towards the Platinum Jubilee, especially for the connections with the two Australian runners. Tom Magnier from Coolmore is one of them. And, mate, I imagine there's a little bit of pressure there when you've got the favourite in the race in Home Affairs. How are you feeling?
We're feeling great. We're obviously delighted. All the syndicate
victories. This is very competitive, but the Overseas Challenge looks strong. One is A Case of You, Ronan Whelan. Two, Artorias. Mustn't forget the other Australian runner for Anthony and Sam Friedman. Family, of course, who brought Miss Anne Takes the Ride. 11 is Gustavus Western, one of the outsiders for Gary Carroll. 12, Happy Power Doesn't Go. 13, Home Affairs for Chris Waller, who trained Nature Strip to win the King's Stand earlier in the week. Furlongs further in the Coronation Stakes, Rob Hornby rides. 20, Campanelle looking to win at the third time at the meeting. The Queen Mary, and awarded the Commonwealth Cup last year. 21 is Double or Bubble, Jack Mitchell. 22, Happy Romance, Sean Levy. 23, Highfield Princess, winner of a handicap at the
Platinum Jubilee intensifies because we're only minutes away now, less than 7 minutes from the official start, where Home Affairs is your favourite with Sportsbet at $2.90, ahead of Sacred, who has been the big firmer. And one of the local sprinters, $9.50 down to $9, down into $7, has been a host of support for Artorias in the past 24 hours, remains very firm at $7.50. And
Sacred now at 7-1 from 8. Put in between those two is Artorias at 15-2, and then Highfield Princess, who's
Richard.
And Artorias, I think, is the last one forward. The Australian runner in stall 2 for Jamie Spencer and the Freedmans. And we're all set for the Platinum Jubilee Stakes. And they're off and racing over the straight 6 furlongs. Highfield Princess broke well over on the far side. Emirati Anna is up there early, and Campanella moves into that far side group. Home Affairs coming right down the centre in the noseband. And on the right-hand side, Naval Crown in the white cap with Gustavus Western. So far side, Campanella leads Emirati Anna. Highfield Princess, Minzal's over there with Run to Freedom, Double or Bubble. Alcohol Free. Meanwhile, Home Affairs leads Naval Crown, Dragon Symbol down the near side. Royal Runner King's Lynn's in the right-hand group with Garrus at the back of it, Great Ambassador. And also towards the back of it at this stage is Vadream and a Case of You. Over on the far side, Emirati Anna leads there from Campanella. Artorias is being pushed along right at the back of that group. Highfield Princess, Kinross, Grenadier Guards, the Japanese runner, is staking his claim as well. Down the centre, Home Affairs. Far side, Highfield Princess, Emirati Anna, Double or Bubble, and Grenadier Guards for Japan. Creative Force is beginning a challenge as well. Naval Crown on the near side. Home Affairs is done. Artorias is making late ground. Campanella, Highfield Princess, Double or Bubble, Happy Romance, Naval Crown, right under the near side rail. Creative Force, the far side. Naval Crown, Campanella, and over on the far side, Creative Force. They go for the line. It is close. Naval Crown, and over on the far side, Creative Force, the 1-2 from the Jersey last year. A 1-2 in the Platinum Jubilee, but which way round? Third place, probably Campanella ahead of the running on. Artorias, Naval Crown on the near side, Creative Force on the far side. Naval Crown, I think, is just going to get his revenge here. Naval Crown right under the rail for James Doyle, and Charlie Appleby has won by about a head. Creative Force, Artorias and Campanella very close indeed for third or fourth. Naval Crown sported the first colours when he was beaten in the Jersey 12 months ago by Creative Force. He has the one.
A dead heat for third. I know the Artorias syndicates are absolutely thrilled with the way their horse runs, so it's like a dead heat between Artorias for Australia and Campanelle for Wesley Ward. Let's see here. So Naval Crown wins, Creative Force second. Very close. Look at this for third. Artorias far side, Campanelle this side. That's a dead heat for third. Then it's going to be Sacred if you had the top 5 with your bookmaker in first 6 for you. But it's all about Naval Crown and Godolphin here. A 1-2. Creative Force beat Naval Crown in the Jersey last year. Naval Crown gets his revenge in the Platinum.
And if you missed it this morning, the 2 Aussies lined up in the Platinum Jubilee, and we'll have a look at it before we go to the boys and to Bernie. We had Nahoma Fairs who led them up, and Artorias. Have a look at him last in the field in Henry Field's Newgate colours, weaving a passage, and to say he was unlucky might be an understatement.
Yeah, it's a fair shout, isn't it, Corey? You can see him there just getting through the middle of the pack, and he just gets his momentum balked at a really important time, and we've seen enough of Artorias to know that he's a momentum horse, isn't he? He takes winding up. That may have cost him here, but I don't know what happened with Home Affairs. Maybe we'll have to look at the stewards report, and hopefully all is well, because it was pretty much too bad to be true.
Yeah, a few unlucky runners. That's straight. Like,
Strip, who have put this race in lights in recent years. It's a very, very good addition, the 2022 version. On paper, Hutch, your top 4.
Yeah, it's a race that I'll be, you'll be sort of the second, third, fourth out of the race. You'll be happy to follow them going forward. There's some very distinguished sprinters, I think, up and coming. That is, I think she's good enough passive aggressive, and it's just the relative weight. So
exciting contest. I'm with Star Patrol on top. I think he's the horse to beat from passive aggressive.
March into $2.90 equal favourite with a passive aggressive. Great battle for favouritism at the top as I talk to you, and now it's $3 each of 2. Wowee, this is a race between the top 2 in the market. But Karakazoo.
Kresic, Gates are back and away, Winning Verse away, okay, passive aggressive out fast, and Gimme Pa began very speedily as well. Star Patrol was about the 4th out, so Winning Verse is the leader from Gimme Pa, passive aggressive, and they were followed by Star Patrol, who's also in that line. 100 metres to go in the Kresic, and the leader Winning Verse. From over on the far side, I Am Me, Star Patrol, passive aggressives over on the left, and then came Gimme Pa, Pashiro 3 off the lead from Karakasu, who's niggled out onto the course proper, and Gossatino at the end of the field. 500 to go. Winning Verse just in front of Star Patrol and passive aggressive. Both jockeys yet to show their hand, although Star Patrol's lugging in. Then I Am Me, Gimme Pa, Pashiro comes on from Karakasu, who's darting between horses. Passive aggressive lets down with Star Patrol at the 250, and the race is on. Passive aggressive led it 3/4 of a length. Star Patrol, then Karakasu, Gimme Pa, Pashiro, but the filly passive aggressive shown the whip. 50 to go from Star Patrol. Passive aggressive will see it out. Passive aggressive unbeaten beat Star Patrol, Karakasu, and in 4th place in the race Pashiro. Then Gimme Pa, next to finish I Am Me, Gossatino, and at the end of the field Winning Verse.
4 for 4 and more in store for passive aggressive. Graham Begg's got a beautiful daughter of Fastnet Rock that he can point in pretty much any direction he wants from here. You'd imagine there's the imminent targets perhaps that are on offer for the 3-year-olds through the winter, but it might be perhaps a spell and then wait for the spring. And what sort of lightly raced mare might he have on his hands? Star Patrol perhaps loses no real admirers here with the performance. Looked to be perhaps a little bit uncomfortable at stages in the ground and maybe in the position on the track, as Matt Hill alluded to in the call, was just lucky.
Starry Legend in the middle, one of the better ones away with Inundation and also Cat Bowl. Lloyd's Crown behind those horses with Fly On By and Nice For What. Then came Throw It to Stumps and Cooled from Lord Paramount by Frost. Well back Legend with that great speed. 600 to go, led by a length and a half Inundation, and then came in third Cat Bowl with Nice For What and Lloyd's Crown. A couple Cooled. Starry Legend on the point of the corner. 350 metres to go from Inundation, just inching a little bit closer now, and McNeil's about to let it go. Nice For What behind them with Cadbolt, and then came Cooled and Lloyd's Crown. Squid Game's trying to get through the pack, but Inundation's dropped them. 200 metres to go. Let's go. 4 lengths in front. From a wall of them, Squid Game getting out, but how smart this Inundation. He's barely touched it and has trounced them. That was big. Squid Game second, Nice For What possibly third from Lloyd's Crown and Cooled, and then by Frost by the field, but we've seen a serious horse. Inundation, that'll get them talking, has put that race away with a blinking of an eye. McNeil hadn't flinched, and in a couple of the gelding by Headwater, that's win 3 at start number 4, and has won easily. 281 Inundation, the gelding by Headwater out of Flippity Lass for Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. with Jai McNeil aboard, has done it at both ends, showed speed, sat outside the leader and has dropped them and has won it by about 3.
Snap Dancer. She looks fit as a fiddle. Kieran Maher, David Eustace and Ethan Brown.
She's a lovely looking mare, and she's stepping up to 1,400 metres today. She said
Group 1 feature, the Tatt's Tiara over the 1,400 metres, and here is Snap Dancer. Yes.
So to Power at $1.60, and 9 should be third across the line to race number 4. Well, the final Group 1 of the Brisbane Winter Racing Carnival is just about upon us. The Sky Racing Tatt's Tiara, the first contested back, Mr. Gately Star Tontes, pretty good just behind the placings in the Stradbroke, is your best value play of the day.
Yeah, look, it's a terrific race. It always is. And as you expect, Group 1 level for the girls. And Star Tontes was good, I thought, in the Stradbroke. She just missed out.
Milling around and people were having a look. Everybody's poured out to the track now, though, as you would expect, to have a look at all of these stars go around. Anavisto is the best backed runner in the race at $5.50. Snap Dancer, not friendless, but not too many, is the second best backed runner in the race alongside Star Tontes at $12, and then Kiku and Co. But this is a race with just so much depth. As you can see, $5.50.
Racing, Shout the Bar began brilliantly. Enchanted Heart the inside. Going forward there is Snap Dancer trapped out, and Visto right up there on the firing line with also Vangelic and Palasipin. Kicker as well. Then we've got next over on the outside Wanda Bar. Further back to a Tissue. Charmy Baby's going forward. Away Game, Written Beauty. Further back to Yamazaki. Bring the Ransom the inside. Nudge out 3 wide, third last, and Star Tonte second last the inside. Last of all is Brooklyn Hustle. So it's Anavisto with the lead. Second Snap Dancer. Third Palasipin. 3 or 4 lengths further back to Vangelic the inside. And then we've got also Kicker as they swing down to the side. And then we've got Charmy Baby. Away Game. Wanda Bar. Shout the Bar. Written Beauty. Tissue. Bring the Ransom. Yamazaki further back in the field to Enchanted Heart the inside. Nudge a long way back. Star Tonte second last, and Brooklyn Hustle last at the 450. And last at the 450, Anavisto from second, Snap Dancer. Charmy Baby's been wide. Railing through is Palasipin. Further back in the field there to Kiku. Away Game down the outside, but Snap Dancer took over and broke away. Palasipin's making ground. Further back to Charmy Baby. Kiku. Away Game, but Snap Dancer's with the lead here. Palasipin trying hard. Star Tontes is flashing home late. Star Tontes and Snap Dancer. Star Tontes has won. Star Tontes from Snap Dancer. Palasipin. A Tissue Away Game, followed by Kiku, Charmy Baby, Nudge and Written Beauty, Shout the Bar, Wanda Bar, Brooklyn Hustle, Vangelic, followed further back by Yamazaki, Anavisto, Enchanted Heart, and Bring the Ransom pulled up at the rear.
The tiny little 3-year-old filly, Star Tontes, has finally cracked it for another win. She hadn't won since September of last year, but all of her runs have been terrific, both in Sydney and back here in Brisbane, and that's the one they wanted with Star Tontes today.
Has backed up the big win last start with a brave third. I think a Tissue might get fourth, Maxie. It's a close photo there, but what about the ride? Jason Collett from last to first.
Yeah, well, there's only one way to ride this girl, and that's back in the field, because she's got no
special for a long way through, and she went that close in the surround in Sydney. She'd had no luck. We made a big call taking Taylor off and putting Jason on, but David Gately, you tipped her as your best each way bet Australia wide today, and I sent that out to all my owners and clients. You're a champion.
What to do with her now?
Told the tale there. As I say, nothing of her, and to come from last and weave a passage was quite phenomenal.
You're right, she is tiny. Her nickname is Pumpkin. She is clearly the smallest horse in that race, and she'd come through some like the Fred Best and the Stradbroke. In fact, if you watched her Stradbroke run, she found the line equally as good as she did yesterday, but obviously it was a bit better company. But I don't know. Snap Dancer present at the top of the straight, but she has failed to run out 1400 strongly previously. Palayapan, what a ride by Luke Tarrant to get from the gate, third the fence, and now she gets Group 1 placing status, which is just terrific for her heading towards the breeding barn. But, you know, she gives them all a start. Admittedly, she gets this most glorious run, uninterrupted run, shows the best turn of foot, gives them a start, beats them all fair and square. Atishu was great late, and as I said, Snap Dancer hanging on. Anna Visto, I guess, was the flop. She was the favourite. Rachel King of the opinion she just...
The Winter Championship for Penfolds 2022. They're ready, signal, and they're racing. And Sir Davy from barrier number 1 was one of the better ones away. Mystery Shot closer today is firing towards the lead, with also Paul's Regret and Sosie Bonner's charging over. And looks like Elvis is a lot closer, and Tuvalu from that outside draw is joining in. So as they complete the first 200 or 300 metres of the race, it looks like Elvis with Tuvalu out 3 wide steadily works up to take the lead from Sosie Bon, and then Serpentine 2 lengths to high strength partner Luna Flare. Mohican Heights is last of the 15 as they run around the corner. 600 metres to go. It's Tuvalu just in front of Looks Like Elvis as the leader left the fence deliberately, about 3 or 4 horses off. There's a run big enough for a Mack truck for Sosie Bon, and then Mystery Shot, High Stranger, Serpentine whacks away. Paul's Regret, Sir Davies trying to push it into the clear, then Edison. Tuvalu the leader. 300 metres to go by a length and a half. Sosie Bon, Mystery Shot, High Stranger, then Sir Davy, and further back Paul's Regret, but still Tuvalu. 150 metres to go. 3 lengths in front of Sir Davy out late chasing, but Tuvalu is clear, and Tuvalu won the Winter Championship from Sir Davy. Mystery Shot. Luna Flare up for 4, then Frankie Pino and winning partner from Edison. This gelding by Kermadec wins 7 at start number 11, and it's been placed on 4 other occasions.
He did. Look, he's a lovely height.
One contest, the British Champions Series as well for the sprint division. Number 1 is Artorius for Jamie Spencer. 3rd, strong finishing, Allah bless him, at Ascot. He comes from the back, gets out paced, like a good pace to run at. 2 Black Rod Knots for Japan and Yoshito Yahagi, who has travelled around the world with lots of success. Orusei Osaki is in the saddle. Orusei Osaki is in the saddle. 13 Perfect Power. Christophe Simeon struck up such a great association with Richard by his sprinter. And 14 Twice for the Dali July Cup. Let's see some horses with Sally Ann.
Oh, Twilight.
The air in the middle. And they're off. And racing. Artorius, as expected, drops out the back early on. Twilight Jet stand side shows early pace as they race through the first furlong with Flaming Rib. Over on the far side, blistering speed by Naval Crown, who's right up there with Emirati Anna. Also in the 4 is King Hermes, and they are the first 5. Creative Force over on the far side with Alcohol Free. They are burning along. Towards the back on the near side, Double or Bubble in company with Happy Romance. Artorius is managing to stay in closer touch. Red and yellow colours just hustled along with Cadamosto. Romantic Proposal is towards the back of the field, and Perfect Power is last of all at this stage as they make their way down towards halfway. Naval Crown, Emirati Anna and Twilight Jet across the course. Flaming Rib being pushed along. Creative Force getting on the back of his stable companion. Artorius trying to improve. Cadamosto, Romantic Proposal is trying to make ground. Perfect Power is going to have to close strongly, beginning to make some progress. Changing course out in front. Naval Crown, Alcohol Free and Creative Force is back in 3rd place. Perfect Power staying on. Naval Crown and Alcohol Free over on the far side. It is Alcohol Free. Rob Hornby again has the lead in the July Cup. Artorius late on the scene, but too late. What a week for Rob Hornby. Alcohol Free bounces back to win for Jeff Smith. Years after Chief Singer in the same colours gave him one of his early successive. Naval Crown in 2nd place, 3rd for Artorius, and Perfect Power never got involved. Well, Alcohol Free, she bounces back. There are times when her career appears at a crossroads, and she has gone forward again, and what a week for Rob Hornby. Back-to-back Group 1 successes. Naval Crown in 2nd, showed blistering speed. 3rd there for Artorius, 4th for Creative Force. If we roll it on, you'll see Perfect Power, who just seemed to lack that kick today, in 7th place. Gave them a start and couldn't reel them in. Then Happy Romance. Alcohol Free for Jeff Smith. 1984, I think it was, that Chief Singer won, trained by Ron Sheether, partnered by Ray Cochran. Many years later, Rob Hornby gives Jeff Smith